Warning. The following video contains material that some viewers may find harmful or could be traumatizing to some audiences and doesn't reflect the opinion of Renovision. Viewer discretion advised.
They could have at least taken a picture of me with my eyes open. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Just keep some thoughts out there for Matt and his wife, if you could. And then, hey, for the people that can't tell what time change is, this is why we don't like you people from Arizona. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with that.
Sam, we have a special guest today on SNS. So if you could you introduce
That's right. Everybody welcome comic book writer, writer in general, but also the writer of some of your favorite comics, Stephen Grant. Oh. Stephen Grant is an American comic book writer who scripted the adaptation of Alien 3. He's written comic book crossovers and X Comeback and X Hell Knight for Dark Horse Comics. And he's also written a Punisher series, specifically in 1985 through 1986, with Punisher with artist Mike Zeck. He's also known for his creator-owned indie comics character, Whisper. Stephen, thank you. I hope that is all accurate. We don't always.
Probably. It's all right. Anyone can find out for sure on Wikipedia. So.
No, apparently this show can't because we are notorious for getting stuff wrong. So
it only happened one time.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, Sam.
You know what's interesting? When we're Googling your name, what keeps coming up is Stephen Grant from the Moon Knight series.
Yeah, right.
so
absolutely no connection.
You type in Stephen Grant comics, and then Moon Knight comes up. It's like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. We got to go back. So let me ask you, how did you get into writing in general, and then writing comics? How did that all come about?
Well, my gag about writing is that I got into it because I couldn't shave. So,
you couldn't shave?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I had to earn a living somehow, and you can't get jobs when you go with blood all over your face. You know, when you go to interviews with blood all over your face. So, I just was always interested in writing, and I just started writing various things in college, and it just evolved from there. And in the meantime, I read a lot of comics and was somewhat involved in fandom in the mid-'70s, in a very minor way, but co-published a couple issues of a fanzine called The Vault of Mindless Fellowship.
I love fanzines. Go ahead.
And we grew up in Madison, Wisconsin, and we went to this monthly convention that they had. It's trade show, swap show that they had down at the YMCA in Chicago, and started running into these guys from Indiana who came up to the show every month. And they published a fanzine called CPL that I then started writing for. And these guys were Bob Layton and Roger Stern. And so Roger ended up getting an assistant editor job at Marvel and moved to New York. And I would go into New York every so often and would crash on his couch when I went in for a week, just because I'd just go in for a vacation. And then Easter week of 1978, I called him up and I said, "Hey, Roger, I'm coming into New York. Is it okay if I crash on your couch?" He said, "Yeah, when are you going to be here?" I said, "Sunday night." He said, "Great, be ready to write an issue of Marvel 2-in-1 Monday morning," which kind of threw me because we had always discussed how I was probably not a particularly good fit for writing Marvel comics, just psychologically. And
we're gonna revisit that concept.
Well, I just always wanted to do screwy things. I kept coming up with screwy ideas that, well, that's maybe not a Marvel Comics idea. And not that you could tell these days, but so then I went into the office with him on Monday morning and sat down at a typewriter, typed out a plot spent an hour and a half typing out a plot, and handed it to him. He made a few notes, handed it back to me. I rewrote it, handed it back to him. He read it over, handed me a voucher, and that was that. And
so vouchers like
that one was Marvel 2-in-1 number 52, starring The Thing and Moon Knight, which is my Moon Knight connection, because I thought it was, at the time, I thought it was the only book I would ever write, and I thought I would just go for a gag since it was a throwaway story.
Sure.
So I wrote that issue in the first person. So, and reasons like that are why he always said I was probably not the right. Actually, we both agreed I was probably not the right mindset for writing Marvel Comics. But and then I went back to Madison and thought, okay, well, that was fun. What else am I going to do with my life? And then about 3 weeks later, I got the check, which wasn't much, but it was a lot more than I was making, what I was doing at the time. And I thought, maybe I'm walking away from this a little too quickly.
The golden handcuffs brought you back in.
Yeah, and so in August, I moved back to New York and just started hanging around the Marvel offices and begging them for work. And, here we are today. So,
can I ask you a question? So, like, I'm a huge fan of fanzines. It's interesting that you brought it up. And I live in the Midwest too. I live in Michigan. And I always say, and we get a lot of heat for this, but I said, like, I don't think people understand how big, like, that Midwest region, that Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and even like some of Pennsylvania is, because, and it was a lot to do with fanzines, independent comic book pop-ups at that time. And since and actually some of their ads now are the greatest things you've ever seen in your life, especially how much people want you to mail a Action 1 to Mexico for like $200. But still, my question to you is, like, did you see that around when you were doing the fanzines? Like, you said you were a fan, but was it because of like comics got you had an outlet of fanzines to almost do, like, try out your work and then get in there? Or was it the community that got you going? Or
yes and no. I really didn't do that much trying out work in fanzines. I did a couple of jobs before that. First thing that I did was an Elric adaptation that was supposed to be for Kitchen Sink Press.
Okay.
I just wrote to Michael Moorcock and said, hey, can I do this? And he wrote back and said, sure, go ahead. And it was really that simple. And then I had met Dennis. I had actually been to a convention for my high school graduation. I went to a Phil Seuling con, which was the San Diego con of its day.
Yeah.
So it was every 4th of July in New York. And it was, it was great. I did all kinds of things there, and like took a writing seminar with Jim Steranko, an overnight writing seminar with Jim Steranko, things like that. They used to do things like that.
Yeah, right.
And then on the plane on the way back, I ended up sitting next to Dennis Kitchen, who operated out of Milwaukee. So we ended up, so we chatted, and he said, well, come visit me. So I went there and talked to him and arranged for this whole thing. And just as it was getting done, Underground Comics, for the Supreme Court pretty much put Underground Comics out of business. And then that eventually led to a guy in Chicago publishing it under Windy City Comics. That was in 1974,
okay.
George Brio. And that's where, and he actually published I forget what his fanzine's name was, but he published a fanzine. And I don't remember doing anything for that, but one of the guys who was doing stuff for that was John Byrne, back in his fan days. And so he put me in touch with John Byrne, and John said, well, you should talk to these guys from Indiana. So, it was just this whole connection thing. But at the time, I mean, there were different kinds of fanzines, and there were some very intellectually oriented fanzines, like Graphic Story Magazine, Alter Ego to some extent. They did, Alter Ego was Roy Thomas's private fanzine.
Yeah.
And he would publish these fantastic long interviews. There was this long interview with Gil Kane, who was always my favorite comics artist, that, in some ways kind of changed my life, because it introduced concepts about comics that I had never really thought of before. And so it kind of just my interest shifted from content to more intellectual aspects of comics. And that sounds pompous, I know, but it's true. But
Well, what specifically do you mean?
the whole fanzine thing in the 70s was very integral because it was all this stuff going on, and it was very, it was a pretty exciting time for fanzines. It was before it all settled down. It actually all settled down in the 80s, but
Yeah, it seemed like that was a time where you saw up and coming artists helping, sharing with each other, and then coming out with brilliant stuff that later became. I mean, a lot of people that submitted and wrote in fanzines did
right.
pretty
And
well
Drew,
later down the road. Huh? Yeah, Drew. That's
Drew, Mike Zack, John Byrne, Rich
Yeah.
Buckler, all kinds of people came out of fanzines at the time.
no,
Steve
that's cool.
Lealoha.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Sam.
This is so a couple things. So I think it's hilarious that you look at, cutting yourself shaving like we would look at a face tattoo. It's like you can't get a job if you got a face tattoo.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
But kind of the idea of the intellectual side of comics or having ideas.
Excuse me, before we go on with that, just between you and me, I was never that thrilled with the idea of a job anyway. So
fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
It seemed as soon as you said I got to check for somebody else, I'm out. Like, yeah.
The idea of the intellectual side of comics or having ideas that weren't a good fit for Marvel. What were some of those ideas, or what do you mean by the intellectual side of things? What is?
Oh, well,
those a little bit deeper.
Focusing in on the storytelling aspects rather than just the characters and the content, and I'm trying to think of them now. A much broader sense of history than I had before. I mean, fanzines were great for getting a broad sense of history and how things fit together. Ideas for things that figuring out things that may be possible to do that hadn't been done. Not that I've done a lot of that, but I've, tried as much as I could. Just thinking of it not strictly in terms of, wow, I'd really love to write Spider-Man, or wow, I've got a great idea for a Spider-Man story. It's like, it's a broad, broader idea of the types of content you can fit into it, how that would work, how you could adapt. At the time in the 70s, there was a lot of discussion about probably too much discussion about the similarities between comics and film, and how those could be, how things from film could be transferred into comics and things like that. So, it was just that kind of thing, the technological aspect of comics.
And so you mentioned that you had ideas that probably weren't a good fit for Marvel. Did you ever get to explore those ideas later on in your own works, that your original works, or
Punisher miniseries?
Oh, okay. Yeah. What were some of those? Some of those elements?
Whisper came out of an idea that I could have done something for Marvel, but Whisper came out of a concept that I wanted to do that didn't really fit the Marvel atmosphere. I mean, I expressed this on a panel in like 85 or so. Someone asked me why I would work for First Comics doing Whisper when I could have done it for Marvel. And, one, I owned it at first, and two, the Marvel Universe is a place where massive doses of radiation make you a better person, and that is not the world I saw this existing in. When in the contract that I did for it, for Whisper, I put a clause in that she cannot guest star with any other character. There are no crossovers with any other character, because I wanted her to be her own unique thing in that world, because there are certain aspects, like I always dislike the idea of magic in the Marvel Universe, because once you bring that in, then, or the DC Universe, any of those things, I mean, once you bring magic into the picture, you can do anything, and who cares? It's like,
it kind of breaks the physics of the whole thing.
Yeah, it creates outs that they really shouldn't have. You know, I mean, you can suddenly bring characters back from the dead by snapping your fingers, that kind of thing. You know, it was just not that interesting to me. You know, so but a world where that basically operated on our physical laws, I wanted to explore that. So, and that
Yeah.
wasn't something you could really do at Marvel, you know. So.
Yeah, so it sounds like you wanted to bring some of the realism that is now quite popular in many cases.
Well, realism is maybe not the right word, but say verisimilitude would be the right word.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
That's fair. And so, okay, the BK is
Ask the
wanting to
BK
know,
question. Yeah.
what are your memories of Jim Shooter as editor?
Nothing that I'm willing to get into on screen. I more or less got along okay with Jim, but
okay.
You know,
No,
I made a decision a long time ago. I am not going to discuss him in public.
Stephen, I appreciate you because of two things. I normally do a live show on Tuesdays, and I get a lot of hassles over two things. One, my views on Mr. Shooter, and number two, fansies. And you've cleared those up for both within the first 5 minutes, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much for giving me validity. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, Sam.
Okay, we'll move right along. Moving right along. So if you can't comment or you won't comment on Mr. Shooter as editor, maybe you can tell us about some of your other highlights of people that you've worked with, rather than lowlights. You know, highlights of people that you've worked with in your bibliography.
Any particular?
How's it like over at Dark Horse? Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Dark Horse, early on, you were over there, right? How was it over there?
Well, fairly. I mean, I was kind of second wave at Dark Horse, yeah.
You're in the popular wave of Dark Horse, though. I mean, so if it's second.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was like I got in there around 92, 93,
yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah. That's around my first wave of Dark Horse. So
okay.
We'll for me. But yeah, it was you guys were hip at that point. Like, was it? I mean, like, was it? How was it over there? Did you guys feel like you're breaking it? Like for us,
yeah. Well, I mean,
for us in the 90s, we were like, Dark Horse was like, you know, Marvel and DC was what your parents would let you buy, and Dark Horse is kind of what you would use your candy money for. You know what I mean? That's what.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the cool thing. So, I mean, is that like the feeling around the office there and everything else? Or
I don't know, because I was never. I mean, I was very rarely around the office. I didn't go into the office. You know, being freelance, I could work from home. So
yeah, I meant in general, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, there was a lot of enthusiasm at the time. Things were happening, you know, and it was, you felt like you were, you felt like you were accomplishing something. So yeah, no, it was a good time. I mean, it was a good time for me because they kept throwing tons of work at me. And that's kind of how I measure whether companies are good or bad, is how much work I get from them. So,
yeah, cool. Yeah, right on. Cool.
I'm going to end up sounding very. It's not quite like that, but I'm going to end up sounding very mercenary through a lot of this, because a lot of my questions, a lot of my answers get framed in terms of money. So
there's that great line out of Ghostbusters where he says, "If there's a paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you want."
Well, there's a quote from corny quote from the late 60s, early 70s, from the hippie days of late 60s, early 70s, which I always think is appropriate with this, which is that love is like butter. It's better with bread. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. Speaking of bread, so as your career was kind of starting off, and you started writing comics, and you got these series at Dark Horse and at Marvel, were there anybody who really stood out to you as like the artist or the writer to work with?
Oh yeah, sure. John Byrne and Frank Miller is for writer. I mean, for artists. Yeah. I never really worked with Frank. I knew Frank very well, but I never worked with him. I worked with John many times. John was great. Um, he gets kind of a bad rap now. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but as far as I know, we're still friendly. And you just don't have any reason to talk to people, so it's not like we call each other up on the phone all the time. But yeah, at the time it was great fun to work with him, and I think at the time I would have rather have worked with him than anybody, but it didn't happen all that often. And most of my time at Marvel was spent doing one-off jobs, and I very rarely knew who was going to draw them when I did them. And half the time, the people I was told were going to draw them ended up not drawing them. But John Buscema, Gene Colan, I did work with both of them. Not much, but just enough to make me very happy. And who else? I mean, God, there's a whole list. I'd have to go through my list of. It was a long time ago now, so it's not fresh in my mind. So.
Was he as ornery / funny as he is now because he's older, so it plays really well with him back then, or has he changed with his age?
Oh no, Frank is another guy I haven't talked to in a long time. I think he's pretty much always had that type of sense of humor. He was wouldn't really call him ornery, but he was always pretty funny.
Yeah. He's
Frank and I always got along fine. I never had any problem with Frank.
He's hilarious.
Draw any of my stuff except covers.
There you go. I don't know if this is true, but BK says that the Rorschach scene in Watchmen was a take on the Frank Castle prison scene in the limited series.
You'd have to ask Alan. I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know that either.
I'd appreciate it, but I doubt. Who knows? I don't know. Could be. But if it is, Alan has never mentioned it to me. Okay. Not that I've ever spoken directly to Alan. We're aware of each other, but we've never spoken.
So. Fair enough.
But because he's way over there in England, it's nothing personal. He's just over there.
Right. What's up, Sticks?
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good. What else you got there, Sam?
So tell me about Whisper. This is your ninja character. Were ninjas not really a thing at Marvel then? So you decided you had to go and start your own.
Oh no, they probably would have loved ninjas then. I think I did the first ninja story at Marvel in Shogun Warriors. I'm not sure. There may have been one preceding me, but they weren't very common. But I did do a Shogun Warriors fill-in that had ninjas. I put in ninjas just to amuse myself. But no, that was a gimmick that I had. I mean, basically the gimmick was she's a fake ninja. Ninjas aren't real, and she's a fake ninja. That's the gimmick of Whisper. She's a fraud who ends up becoming semi-real. But
the fake it till you make it.
No, just fake it.
Period.
Fake it until you're trapped in it, basically. But I had this discussion with someone up at Marvel once that I'd noticed that you could do things. I've been scolded on things that I've done on stories, and I noticed that you could do things with minority and female characters that you couldn't do with white male characters, because white male characters were expected to be heroic, and with minority characters or female characters, they allowed a little more latitude of response. People wouldn't necessarily leap into instant action, or they could not want to get into a fist fight or whatever. You could just they might be more sympathetic to somebody, whatever. But I thought, I want to write a female character, because then people won't scream at me about writing heroic characters, because no one really expects them to be heroic.
So it gave you more freedom, more dimension,
which at the time was very true. Yeah, it just gives you a little more leeway on what you can do and the types of stories you can do and that kind of thing. And so I was actually going home to Madison for a visit, and took a train and picked up a paperback about ninjas. just to amuse myself on the train. And there was all these stories and stuff in there. And I thought, yeah, I could use some of this stuff. And so that kind of just all coalesced into the Whisper character. And then, Capital had asked me to create a book for them, but I told them I couldn't unless they could pay an artist. So I actually sent them off to these guys that I knew in Madison called, what are their names? Mike Barron and Steve Rude, who then, of course, created Nexus for Capital, and they went on from there. And but when they got to the point where they could pay an artist, I created Whisper for them, and that was, it was kind of, I promised I'd create a character for them, and that was that. So,
Nice.
but I wanted to do a particular way, and it was a way I wouldn't be able to do it at Marvel, and also I did at Marvel, I wouldn't be able to hold on to it, so Marvel wasn't giving me regular work at the time, so I had to make my own. It's really what it amounted to.
Well,
First off, Bruce is a huge fan of Whisper. We've already posted it 2 or 3 times, so I'm going to tell you because I think he wants me to tell you out loud. He's a subscriber to the channel. So Bruce first says he loved Whisper as a kid. He said before they loves Whisper, and he said before that's one of his favorite characters. So
well, thank you, Bruce.
You got a lifelong fan there. And
well,
then BK had another one too. Is what is your favorite work as a writer and as a fan?
Of my own work,
yeah,
or anybody's work?
Yeah, your work. The first part.
Of my work. My favorite work as a writer is Badlands, which is the first book I did for Dark Horse, which is a crime story. I'll tell you, it was a thing I originally did for Vortex Comics. There was a lot of this going on in the 80s and early 90s. And Vortex published one issue and promptly went out of business. But they had done this Howard Chaykin book called Black Kiss, and the guy who ran it knew I was a friend of Howard Chaykin's, and I ran into him at a retailers convention. I was behind him in a drink line at the free bar, and he said, I want to do more crime comics. If you ever have a crime comic, just go ahead and pitch it to me because I really want to do more crime comics. And so literally off the top of my head, and I've only done this once, literally off the top of my head, I thought about it for around 10 seconds, and I said, how about a crime comic set in 1963 starring the man who really killed John Kennedy? And he just melted because completely unknown to me, he was this huge Kennedy conspiracy fanatic. And so that book, I came up with that. But so he bought it on the spot. It was like the quickest sale I've ever had in my life. That was not why I loved it. But then I had to do the story. So I went home, and it was a 6-issue miniseries is what I had pitched. So I had to figure out a story for it. So I went home and I wrote the last scene first, and then started on the first scene, and then wrote the entire thing in about a week and a half, which is the fastest I have ever written anything. It was just flowed out. I have no idea where it came from, but I loved that, and I still love that story. I love reading it. I mean, I think it's really good. I may be the only one, but I think it's really good. And so that's far and away my favorite. There are others that come very close, but that's far and away my favorite. And as a fan, we're still talking about my work, right?
I think he's talking both. Like as a fan when you were younger, because you mentioned.
Oh, as a fan when I was younger, Gil Kane's His Name is Savage. Gil Kane was always my favorite artist.
Oh, Gil Kane, yeah.
Gil Kane, yeah.
So, but Gil Kane's His Name is Savage was like this huge slap. It was like just getting a bucket of cold water dumped on me. Because it was, it's really mild now for things that have gone on in comics, but at the time it was like, holy crap, what is this? And, so that, far and away, His Name is Savage.
There you go. There you go.
And of my own work, I'm a fan of all my work, of course, except for the real crap.
Well, at least the ones that pay big paychecks, right? That's the ones you like the best.
Well,
So-
they're your babies, right? You
Yeah.
you created them. If you don't love them, who's gonna love them?
There are books I don't love. There are there are quite a few stories that I did for Marvel that I don't love, but had to do them. So, I mean, you got to learn somewhere. I mean, I was learning on the job. Let's face it.
Are there any storylines that are still kind of swirling around your head that you are really excited about, or things that you're working on?
Oh yeah, well, there's things I'm working on. Unfortunately, well, I just did turned in the last issue of a miniseries for Moonstone Press. That they haven't announced yet, so I probably can't go into it. But it was an attempt to do a story with a protagonist who takes no part in the action.
So kind of like Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
No, it's
An instigator.
Sorry, that's a controversial statement right there. There's some people who think that Indiana Jones is superfluous, that things would preserve.
Yeah, well, he is. I mean, the same result would have happened without him. So yeah, he's obviously superfluous. So.
He ain't lying. It's not lying.
But this character is not superfluous, but he takes no hand in the action. So it was an interesting experiment. I was, but original creation, of course. So whether it succeeded or not, I couldn't tell you yet. But you can tell me when the book comes out.
We'll do it. Yeah, absolutely. Kyle and I, we have this other podcast, and we were talking to a fellow yesterday who was telling stories written in ancient Egyptian, and the storylines sound very much like modern storylines, and it's got me scratching my head, or the wheels turning rather, about how universal or how timeless certain storylines are.
Well, there's a couple different reasons for that. One, there is that aspect of it, but two, we're in a culture that steals everything from everything. So
we're sponges. Oh yeah, thieves and sponges. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like there's this whole, there was a whole theory that there's the theory of archetypes, right?
Sure.
That archetypes exist. Supposedly archetypes, I mean, the Jungian theory is that archetypes exist because there's contents of the human mind that are universal, so everyone repeats them. However, there's also a branch of mythological studies which derives from archaeology, which proves that there has been diffusion all over the world. Because there was a lot more interaction between ancient cultures than we used to think. So, so stories get picked up and carried around and taken to different places, and you get stories in Norway that derive from Hittite myth. It's like, the things get passed around. So, yeah,
good stories endure. Good stories get passed around. Sure.
Like the story he told about being the scriber.
Yeah, the particular story he was talking about was basically this Egyptian boomer dad trying to get his son to not work a blue collar job, but to go be a lawyer in Cairo or whatever the Egyptian capital was. And I was like, that's such a common storyline. Your dad's trying to convince you to get a better job, and you're like, you can't tell me what to do. It's really, really funny. Are there any stories that kind of strike that tuning fork for you, that you see over and over again? What are some of the archetypes that you like to write about?
I never really try. I try not to think about things like that. I things like that. I mean, it's interesting to discuss, but it's the sort of thing that I think you should really figure out after you've written the stuff.
Is it because you want to keep your work original and you don't want it to kind of fall into a pattern?
It's just when you start thinking about things like that, you start getting things start getting very mechanical, because you want to. I mean, you start focusing more on the archetype than on the story.
Right.
You know, and so you start putting in things. I mean, I think people in general start worrying too much about like, well, here let's put in this because that's part of the archetype. You know, whereas it might not actually fit for your story, but then you shouldn't adjust your story to fit the archetype, even if you think that you're giving the you know, that you're bringing the mythic structure or whatever, you know, whatever 12-step program you have for writing to it. You know, it's I think it doesn't necessarily generate originality to not think of the archetypes, but I kind of sure it harms originality to consciously consider them. I think a lot of writing should probably be done on an unconscious level because I think that makes it fresher. You know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people that would argue, but
Are you
know,
saying
if you get too concerned about the structure, you kind of take your own freedom away.
Yeah. Well, what about the opposite? What about a subversion of an archetype? Is that dangerous in and of itself because it kind of goes against what people are expecting?
No,
No.
not if you do it properly.
You have an example?
Well, not off the top of my head, but if you do anything
okay.
well, it's you know, it's good. From my point of view, if you do anything well, it's good. You could, well, my miniseries Two Guns that I did for Boom. The idea behind that was basically to do a buddy picture that never became a buddy picture. The characters never become buddies in the thing, and the movie changed that a little. But in the miniseries, they are definitely not buddies at the end of the thing. So, and you know, so that was done purposely to upset that. I mean, I don't know if you call the buddy picture an archetype, but it was done purposely to upset that particular cliche, gimmick, whatever you want to call it. You know, that expected outcome. I mean, they have to join forces, but they never cotton to each other. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask you, going back to, I mean, I guess it's because we all, you know, like you did kind of name drop a little bit, and like it's easy for you to name drop because you also work with so many great people. But Howard Chaykin, like he chose you to take over for Flag, correct?
yeah, I guess.
Could you? Oh, okay. I was going to ask you how. Could you explain that relationship for me? But I think we're going to get snowballed on this one.
Well, he called me up and said, you know, you want to write American Flag? That's pretty much what it was. I mean, we lived about 6 blocks from each other.
And you guys got along before you guys knew each other for a while there. You guys knew each other obviously pretty well.
Yeah, we met in like at a convention in 1974. I think Worldcon Toronto or something in 1974.
See, I'm seeing a pattern. A lot of people are saying that most of these people that we're mentioning are ornery, and then it seems like you get along with all of them. So I think you're the good friend.
I mean, people think I'm ornery, but you know, I get along with everybody.
You're not well. You haven't been ornery to us.
I don't get along with everybody, but again, I'm not going to go into the people I don't get along with. But no, Howard and I just pretty much always hit it off. Because Howard, when you meet him, I don't know if he still does this, but at the time in the whenever it was, 73, 74, he'll smart ass you. You know, he meets you, he'll insult you. I mean,
yeah, that's what he does. He still does it to this day. He still does that. Yes.
Yeah, and I just, you know, insulted him back, and since then we got along fine.
Yeah.
So I made he made some smart crack at me, and I made a smart crack back at him, and you know that was the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And Howard and I are still fairly close to this day.
Yeah. See, that's it.
We don't talk to each other constantly, but we see each other at conventions every once in a while, and you know, exchange emails or Facebook messages or something every couple months. You know.
I think that's predominantly a Midwest thing. If you're friends, you make fun of each other, or at least talk junk to each other. I find it interesting that other people don't see that. Can I ask you this? Because I always talk about
Marco.
I don't think so. You guys are a little soft. So
That's an incorrect
You can, ask
statement,
me
sir.
you can ask me anything, and if I don't want to answer it, I won't
no,
answer.
I would really like to hear like insight of your memory of, because you keep talking about going to all these cons. I heard you mentioning the YMCA before. I actually went to a con where they had like some young lady being a mermaid in the pool, and you had to walk back and forth for that before. Can you tell us some of your like most favorable like because like a lot of those, they weren't just, there was a lot of people trying stuff in the 90s, and it wasn't all buttoned up like it is now. Like you said, San Diego now is buttoned up, like it's all people waiting in lines for X, Y, and Z, exclusive this, exclusive that, limited this, limited that. There was a little bit more of a community back then. Could you take us back? Could you do that? Do you understand what I'm asking? Or
Well, I
am
don't think
just
there was
babbling?
any one set thing for conventions. I mean, I never really did that much community stuff at conventions. I was always sort of just drifted out by myself on conventions for the most part.
Yeah, I just want to know your experience though, even as a drifter.
But
He's a drifter.
it was, well, there of course there was less. I mean, I'm not sure what I can tell you. It was pretty much like it is now, except there was less media. The media wasn't involved, and there were a lot more panel discussion. Interesting panel discussions. Of course, I find fewer things interesting now because I've been through them so much. Other people may find them all fascinating. I can't make a judgment on that, but they weren't as big, but some of them were big enough that you could go wild. I'll tell you, the thing is that it was easier to meet people.
Mhm.
People were on the floor. People, professionals stay off the floor now.
Yeah.
Professionals used to be all over the floor, so it was easy to run into people who you didn't know, or that you'd had correspondence with but had never met. It was easier to find editors and talk to them and schmooze at the bar and things like that. And now it's all private parties that nobody's invited to, and and professionals stay off the floor, and certainly editors you can never find on the floor. And
Well, I think. Go ahead.
and you used to be able to do a certain amount of business there, which you can't do at conventions anymore. So now conventions are, from a professional point of view, just more of a mercenary thing rather than a community thing.
Yeah, it does seem like lines. Lines. It just seems lines. It seems like there's a line for everything.
Mhm.
There's certain tier lists depending on how much your publisher wants to back you and not back you. But that's where you're gonna get your spot. That's where you're gonna get the lot. This is how much it is. You're gonna go here. You're gonna have somebody walk you in from your hotel. You're gonna have them walk them back, and hopefully they make you dinner reservations. Because if not, then you're gonna be standing in another line yourself. So
Well, I mean, it's most people don't get, most professionals don't get that kind of service from publishers. But
yeah,
then you get, like, I was at, what was the one I was at? I was at Baltimore a few months ago. Whenever it was,
I was there too.
October,
Yeah.
end of October at Baltimore.
I was there.
And that was very much like old school. After the convention hours, you went out drinking or whatever. You got.
And if you're Frank Miller, your people didn't make a reservation, and you just got to stand in line at the steakhouse right there across the street. I mean, either way.
Well,
I mean,
Frank was there, and he was a special situation.
He was, dude. He was awesome. That's what I was talking. He was awesome. So when we were walking in right before his speech, he trimmed up and he's looking good.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I told him, I said, hey Frank, it's nice, cut your facial hair. You didn't look half dead. And he's a smart ass. So he was like, yeah, thanks a lot, kid. Now why don't you go die someplace? I was like, oh, I appreciate it. Frank is like, good to see you. Like he's good looking at compliments.
I was going to drop in and say hi, but it was clear there was no getting past that. Entourage. So.
You know what? He's funny because he has a way of he's gone. Him in Baltimore. So like he has a way of still being able to sneak around there. Where if you get into the background, he'll be in the background and stuff like that. So we were there, and then we were at the steakhouse across the street. We do dinner over there, so he was there too. So, but yeah, no, it's good to see you. Anyway,
so Stephen, if we have any members of our audience who are creating stories and looking to get into the writing game, do you have any words of advice for them?
Don't look down. You know, get published where you can. Basically, don't listen to anyone who says that they want to publish you for no money, unless you own everything lock, stock, and barrel. Then you can kind of make a deal. But don't listen to anyone who says that they're not going to pay you up front, but they own all the rights, because that's nonsense. Do whatever you have to, but protect yourself. And I'm trying to think of something positive I can say. I mean, you can publish yourself online these days.
Yeah. I was about to ask you that.
Don't feel with, I mean, a lot of people start out and they go, I really want to write comics, but basic. Don't think in terms of, this goes back to what I was saying originally. Don't think in terms of, man, I really want to write Spider-Man, or I really want to write Batman, because odds are, even if you break into the business, you're going to have a tough time getting there. Think in terms of what you want to write. Don't think in terms, a lot of people these days are thinking in terms of, man, I want to take this idea that I want to pitch to movies and I want to turn it into a comic book. Or I want to do this, but I want to get a movie. I've got an idea, but I want to make sure a movie's done of it. So I want to change this or that so I don't alienate Hollywood, because I hear this a lot lately. And speaking from personal experience, everything that I've ever sold to Hollywood has been something that I did strictly for myself. It was not something that I did for a Hollywood thing. It was something that I did because I wanted to do it. And I did it the way that I wanted to do it. And that's what Hollywood responds to. That's in a lot of ways, that's what publishers now respond to. If you're not doing, Marvel. I mean, if you're trying to break into Marvel or DC, good luck. I mean, you could do it, but I have no insight on how to do that these days. But if you're trying to, don't try and do something that you've already seen done, unless you have a completely, well, not completely, but significantly new way of doing it. I mean, don't imitate. Don't try and get published imitating things that you are already out there. Come up with something else.
Yeah.
Because people aren't going to pay much attention to you. You may get some. It'll depend on your artist. Trust me. If you want to impress people, do new work, do new things. And in terms of Hollywood, don't think in terms of what Hollywood. You don't have to screw up your project to sell it to Hollywood, because Hollywood can screw up your project all by themselves. So,
did you ever have an artist that you were looking at rough preliminaries of it and you're like, you're ruining my work?
Oh, sure.
He's not going to tell you, Kyle. Good try. He's not going to tell you. That was a great answer, by the way. I thought your answer was going to be make friends with a bunch of smart asses that are also people that are in the comic industry, and that's how to go. But your answer was much better than that.
The more friends you can make in the business, and knowing people never hurts.
Yeah, so. Yeah. That's good.
Did you tell them though? And you're like,
touched on Hollywood a couple times. Will you throw out any hints on Two Guns 2 and what the sequel looking like and where it stands?
People bring it up once in a while. It hasn't happened yet. So,
freaking cool movie.
It just debuted on Netflix very well. So, I don't know. Sooner or later, hopefully, but it's nothing I have any control over. So,
are you gonna go back to Baltimore next year?
Hello?
Are you going to go back to Baltimore Comic-Con next year?
If they invite me. I generally don't go to conventions that I'm not invited to.
Yeah, fair enough.
Too much work.
Bust open the doors and say, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. That's what I do. I do that. I'm not invited to any of them.
You know,
if
I
anyone
mean,
in
I'm
the
more
chat
than
has a
happy.
question, now's the time.
I'm more than happy to go to most conventions I'm invited to. So.
Right. Absolutely. That's cool.
Okay, last call.
Here's BK has a question. I don't know if we asked this one already. Said if you had a chance to return to Punisher after the limited series, would you? And would you like to write X again? Because he said it was his favorite of the Dark Horse superheroes.
It was my favorite of the Dark Horse superheroes too. I don't know. With both of those things, maybe if they, I mean, I did return to the Punisher briefly in the 90s for about a year in the 90s, but maybe if they let me do it the way I want to do it, either of them, I'd be, yeah, sure, why not? But it's probably not going to happen. So, but I'm more than happy to. I am in the middle of developing a project in that vein. It's a little more humorous than either of those, but yeah, it's one of the things I'm working on right now. So.
Cool.
Nice.
You had said so when you write, I'm going back to your writing process. You just let the creative juices flow. You just see what gets put on the paper, and then do you go back and modify, or?
Yes and no. I mean, I modify, but I do it constantly as I go along. I do it the way you're not supposed to do it. I mean, every book I've ever read about writing says you're supposed to like write a draft and don't edit as you go along. But I have always edited as I go along, mainly because I hate writing things more than once. But,
yeah, I can see that's extra work.
It's not necessarily the best way to work, but it's the way I work. So, but yeah, then when I get done, I'll write maybe 3 panels of a page, and then I'll look at it and think, well, should I do something else with this? Is this going to get me to where I need to be? It depends on the particular project, but it's my feeling is that if you think you know what you're doing, you probably don't.
Okay.
That's understandable.
So, I just try and get it done.
Well, that's great. Joe's Doolin says, I see the Get Carter poster. Are you a Mike Hodges or Ted Lewis fan or a London gangster film fan?
Well, I hesitate to say I'm a London gangster film fan because there are an awful lot of bad London gangster films. I like some of them. But yeah, I'm definitely a Get Carter fan. Mike Hodges fan to a lesser extent. I mean, when he did Flash Gordon, right? When he gets to Flash Gordon, he kind of tapers off for me a little. I like Get Carter and Pulp, but Get Carter is definitely I'm definitely a Get Carter fan. So yeah. But I'm not really strictly a fan of anything in that regard. I mean, I'm a fan of particular works, not of particular genres of things.
Yeah, you like the cream that rises to the top, right?
Well, some people think it rises at the top, but it's not cream. But yeah, I like what I like is what it amounts to. So
yeah,
and that's the only way it should be.
BK has one more question. I just read that you plan on doing a sequel to Kane's Savage. Is that true?
Oh, it's done. It's been done for 2 years.
There you go. Boom.
Give me 1 second. I'll see if I can find a copy here.
Sounds good.
I need to start setting an alarm that says, "Hey guys, it's 4:30. The show's going to start soon."
Yeah, we were here, man. I was calling you.
My phone's always on silent, always.
Yeah,
I need to call my phone, and not through that. And I'll make you a special person on my phone so that it rings through when it's silent.
Yeah, it says "Wake your ass up."
It was like I'll tell the story to me.
Here we go. Let's see.
Look at that.
It's available on Amazon. I know that. Let's see, what do we got in here? We got someplace in here. There's a Howard Chaykin cover that we didn't use for some reason, but yeah. So that came out a couple years ago. We may do another one soon. I haven't heard yet. Everything's
And
such
you-
a limbo these days.
You published that on your own?
No, this is published through a company called Paper Movies that I'm a part owner of because they took the name from me. But no, this was no, I don't self-publish because it's just too much work and risk. So I let other people do that. So
Yes, let
Very
other
good.
people take that and then just reap the reward.
well,
Right?
to the extent
Well-
there are rewards, yes.
Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. That was pretty much the time that we had allotted for you. If you have any parting thoughts, we'd love to hear them.
Not offhand. I mean, it's it's like I'm much better. I'm much better answering questions than spontaneously generating things. So
Well, that's not true because you came up with that Kennedy criminal guy pretty quick off the top of your
well,
head.
yeah, but that was years ago now. It's like
Well, we really appreciate you coming on the show and taking the time. It sounds like you still got a lot of things going on, so we know you're a busy guy, and we appreciate the work that you've done and the work you continue to do, and you've got plenty of fans here at Saturday Night Special and Renovision, so thank you so much.
well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was
Have
fun.
a great rest of your weekend, Stephen. Thank you.
You too.
Take care.
Let's see.
All right. Well, Kyle's got some splaining to do.
I kicked him from the studio. Sorry. Hold on. Let me change this to this. Yes. I woke up. I was like, what I do is I do some guitar stuff in the morning, and then I eat lunch, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take a quick nap. I'll wake up,
Strums.
and then I'm gonna, I'll get on for finish up the last bit of the show, and then so I woke up and so I woke up today, and I was like, sweet, it's only like 3. I got another hour. I'm gonna doze off. And I started watching this thing on Netflix about the college scandal thing where the dude was letting all the famous people in the side door.
Oh, yeah. The
And I
college
felt-
admission scandals.
And I woke up and I
Girls
was like,
Gone Wild?
yeah.
No.
And I woke up and I was like, holy fuck. It was like that, like that when you're late for school or work and you scramble around. And I got up and I ran around. And I was like, fuck, I can't get in. I always have to ask Matt for the code because he commandeered the email that gets us our StreamYard codes to get in. So I can't get into it. So I just clicked the link and I sit there, and it was like the perfect for school thing. I was like, oh crap, I don't have any shorts or nothing on. I just ran and sat down. So I was like, fuck, I better go back and at least put some clothes on, I guess, just in case.
No more naps before the show.
Fuck, man. Now I'm here. Marco's gone now. So let me
Let's fire up the slideshow.
Did we do the theme and everything?
Yeah, we did.
God damn. Let me share my screen then. Sorry, everybody.
What did you do?
Yeah, Marco was able to get in. We started a little bit late.
Marco to the rescue.
Thank you, Marco, for your help.
Yes. And now he's just disconnected.
Sure.
All right.
All right, so first up, we got the news. You want to hit that bumper?
Wait.
You want to hit that bumper?
Slow down, Sam. Don't fucking boss me around just because I'm late. All right, now we're ready.
You know, my wife on our first date, the very first thing she said to me was, "Don't tell me what to do." That was you just now.
Yep.
Don't tell me what to do.
Such a well-oiled machine here at SNS.
Get off me.
We are the exact definition of well-oiled machine. And I can't even kick Marco out of the studio because he's like not
He's got
connected.
higher clearance than you.
Yeah, I know, because Pete won't give it to us. All right, let's do this shit.
All right, so Blank reviews Blank movie after demanding to see the film early. So who gave glowing reviews after seeing this movie early? Was it A, Jack Black watching the Burger Time movie? Was it B, Will Smith watching Cuck Everlasting movie? Was it C, Tom Cruise watching The Flash? Or was it D, Tom Brady watching 80 for Brady?
Tom Brady watching 80 for Brady.
He loves those old ladies, man. Woo! Now that he's a single man, he's going to go for those old ladies. We got a bunch of Tom Cruise,
Jane Fonda.
probably Brady because he loves himself so much. Yeah, Tyson, you got a point there. He does love himself. I don't know that he loves
Tyson-
himself. I think he
Tyson,
loves.
your book will be in the mail Monday. I was a fucking slacker all week. Okay, go ahead.
TK's got A, Jack Black and Burger Time. No one's going for Will Smith and Cuck
I
Everlasting.
said B.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Hardman. All right. Well, let's check it out.
Would I win?
It was Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise reviews The Flash after demanding to see the DC film early. Gave it high praise. Said it was the best superhero movie he'd ever seen.
Did he stand on a box while he said it?
Yes, he did. Just so he would look like he was 5'9".
He jumped on the couch.
Was that South Park that did that?
Well, he
Yeah.
did it in real life.
Yeah. Yeah, he did it.
He did it on Oprah Winfrey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
Hey, DC, I demand to see Flash early.
Yeah.
Don't you know who I am? I'm Tom Cruise.
Yeah, they're calling any second. I can feel it.
Don't you know who I am? I'm fucking Kyle with SNS. I demand to see it, and I demand to see it with Tom Cruise. How cool is that?
A
be?
rumor
Just-
that Tom Cruise is going to be in the next DC movie as
I
Superman.
heard Nicole Kidman is such a bitch. He won't be in the same room with her.
You know, I feel like Tom Cruise would relate the most to the Flash because he just is sprinting in every movie he's in, right? Maybe that's what he's excited about was the running.
Maybe.
He didn't
What kind of
show up to
shoes
the
are
Oscars because Nicole Kidman was going to be there. Like, how bad do you have to be?
Well,
Yeah,
I
actually
think he
that
knew he
bad.
wasn't going to win. He didn't want to be on the screen if he was going to lose.
Who wants to be a fucking loser?
Tom Cruise don't cry, man.
I heard it was because Nicole.
Let you pay him.
Says
Who
Tom
told
Cruise
you
should play
that?
The Atom.
It was on the
Because
news.
he's so little.
He would have been a good Ant-Man.
You forget Nicole has that accent.
They wouldn't have had to do any
Don't
special
you
effects to
do
shrink him.
Australia. Whatever.
Tom Cruise for Puck.
All right. Hey,
Listen, we made the suit for Danny DeVito, but you're short enough. You can fit into it.
Icon.
oh man. All right.
All right. So now we've got the team reuniting for a sequel. Who is reuniting for what franchise sequel? Is it Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt for Twister 2? It's going to be tough.
Well, we
Bill
know that
Paxton-
one's not right.
Bill Paxton is dead. So that's going to be tough.
You kind of shit the bed on that one.
Hey,
I
the
just
new
wanted to make
sound.
sure. I wanted to make sure that everyone knew that he was dead. All right. Is it Keenan and Kel for Good Burger 2? Is it Harold and Kumar? No one knows their real names. Harold and Kumar for White Castle 3? Or is it Key and Peele reuniting for Nope 2?
I hope B and D are like not even real.
A.
Yeah, they're going to get.
I hope they
they're going to
resurrect
get CG AI Bill Paxton to do Twister 2. And
Be a
they're
hit.
going to have Hartman
Oh.
be the body double.
Harold and Kumar. Good burger. We got good burger.
Good burger,
Right.
good burger.
Let's
Yes,
test these
BK, I
sound.
know he's dead, but the miracle of modern filmmaking is that anybody who's dead can be brought back to life through
Yeah.
CGI.
You know what?
Grandma-
Cup it
Art-
around.
We'll try to find a guest for
was dead.
Thresholds of Reality that knows how to resurrect the dead, and we'll ask them if they could do Bill Paxton.
Yeah, well, let's get a necromancer on and have
Get the
him
writer
bring-
for
Yeah.
that one movie. The
Find
Weekend of
someone that
Bernie's.
owns the Lazarus pit.
yeah.
Yep, that's it. That's all we need. Piece of cake.
All right, so let's see who it is. It is
Ugh.
Keenan and Kel.
Ugh.
Welcome to
Ooh,
Good
that's
Burger.
gonna be
You want to buy a
weird.
good burger? Welcome. You want a good burger?
Right,
gonna have
none of the
you.
above.
Hey,
Hold
dude,
on
the
tight
movie.
for the none of the above.
Nobody wants to see Good Burger 2.
I don't even think they want to see it.
No.
They need the
First one
paycheck,
was
bro.
stupid.
Yeah.
Welcome to Good Burger.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I get you a good burger?
Orange soda.
Shit was dumb. Shit was so dumb. All right.
All right. Canceled after one. I couldn't fit season in there, but canceled after one season. Which streaming show has been canceled after a single season? Is it A,
Willow.
Disney Plus's Willow? Is
Maybe.
it B, Netflix's non-binary Bison?
That's got to be a nail biter.
The
Is it
jury's out on
C,
that one.
Prime's Paper Girls? Or D, all of the above?
All the above.
Yeah.
Eat it, Willow. That's it right there.
It definitely should not be C.
Should
Right?
be,
B sounds like a great show.
but we'll see. We'll
The
see on the next
non-binary
slide. Let's
bison.
see what it is.
Sounds like a kindergarten.
I secretly
mascot.
love Good Burger.
You love a good burger, but you don't have to love a
Bison.
good burger.
You left off SNS, so we're safe for next year.
So it's actually
Yes. That should have been D SNS.
I love. I think some people here are really quick with the Google. They're really good at googling. Got
All
a
were
couple
canceled.
D, all of the above.
What the hell is non-binary bison?
Well, why
It's a
don't you click
bison
the next
who
slide
doesn't
and we
have
can talk
sex with
about it.
things.
It's a slug.
All three. So Paper Girls, we knew about that in September.
Yep.
But the two that were announced this week, Willow, canceled after one season on Disney Plus after 8 episodes. There's a Netflix show called Ridley Jones, which featured a non-binary bison named Fred, who came out to his grandmother, voiced by Cyndi Lauper, of Girls Just Want to Have Fun fame. And
I
the
like
show
that you had to let
was
everybody
quietly
know.
canceled
what-
by Netflix.
I like that
So
you had to
the-
let
is it
everybody know
animated?
who Cyndi Lauper was.
So the bison came out to the song
You know, the
Girls
wrestler.
Just Want to Have Fun?
No, the singer of Girls Just Want to Have Fun was doing a voice part in the non-binary Bison show.
But the bison was totally listening to Girls.
And I'll say one thing:
Yes.
Cyndi Lauper is still hot.
Okay, well, if you like that kind of thing.
Tell me you haven't seen recent pictures of her.
I have not seen recent pictures of her. That is
Dude,
true.
She is still.
Tell you what, Kyle, if she makes it into the hot chick of the week, then you can take a look.
Dude, all right then. That's next week. It's Cyndi Lauper.
Don't put a bar for him. Don't jump over.
I don't
If
know,
you love
man.
her so much, marry
The
her.
hot chick of the week this
He'll
week
knock
is
the
going to
bar
be
down
a
and just walk
hard.
over it.
It's going to be a hard topper. It's going to be. I think I've ruined the hot chick of the week segment with the chick that we have for this week.
Well, Joe says there's no right answer as non-binary Bison had multiple seasons. That is true, but the non-binary Bison only appeared in the latest season.
It says update your
So
eyeglass
is there a lot of sex in
prescription.
it or not a lot of sex?
No way.
There's no sex in the it's a show for kids.
Womp, womp,
Don't make
womp.
me.
How's that a show for kids?
That's a show for kids. I thought that was like going to be like one of those that horse cock show or whatever.
Love it,
the
Joe.
horse-
Love it.
The non-binary
Don't make me
bison.
fucking Google Cyndi
I thought it was
Lauper and
gonna
put
be
pictures up of her.
HBO. What was it?
Oh, no one's making you do that, Kyle. No one is making you do
Dude.
that.
She's fucking still a banger. I'm telling you.
Bison.
No one's making you do that. I got one more headline. And while I'm going through that, you can find your pictures of Cyndi Lauper.
Bison who's
All right. One of those shows may not be canceled after all. Which previously canceled show is back on the menu? Is it Disney Plus's Willow? Netflix's non-binary Bison? Prime Paper Girls? Or all of the above?
Binary bison.
Non-binary bison.
Binary bison.
I see
What?
your true color.
Digital bison.
The Academy Award-winning Willow.
Willow's back on the menu, boys.
Jesus Christ.
Does
Willow
everything
may
need
not
a
be
second
canceled
season,
after
though?
all.
Does
Showrunner
it
says
really need it?
it says that
Lopez.
season 2 is written and they're ready to go.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
it's written and ready to go, but
You can write whatever you want.
Dad doesn't have to come and pick you up. I mean, Jesus.
Well, we're talking about the showrunner, who's like the equivalent of the director, right?
I don't know. They might be playing a joke on him.
He's kind of director. He's 60% director, 40% producer. So
Somebody said,
I think
I think-
he's a good source to say it's not canceled, and he's saying it's not canceled.
I don't think Bob Iger would lie to us.
You don't think?
No.
I don't know.
Well, unless he's legally obligated to tell the truth, I don't think he's going to tell you something.
www.poopcenters.com.
Double J says it being written means absolutely nothing. Well, that's not true. I mean, the showrunner says it's still on the menu.
Well, maybe
So
he's
yeah,
not running.
if the writer came out and said no, I mean, yeah, well, we wrote it. We'd love to see it made. Yeah, you're right. JJ says, are you still a showrunner if your show is canceled? That's hey, you
Your
know
show
what?
walker. You're walking around other people to see if they'll get it to run.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for the headlines. What do you got next, Kyle?
Binary bison.
Did you find Cyndi Lauper?
I did.
There we go.
Oh, here we go.
Fuck it. She's still
Old lady.
She is old, but I'm not.
You need let's compare her to Martha Stewart. Which one of those? Is more
Oh,
pink?
God. Ow.
It's
Martha.
not bad for her age. I
Got
mean,
throwing glasses.
Hartman's over there working on his cybernetic body. He's going to transfer his consciousness at the end of the year.
still not bad. I mean,
Hurry up. Hurry up. What is this? Hurry up. Hurry up. What is
can't
this?
see
Hurry up.
I mean, I'm not sharing my screen. God damn it!
You're not sharing your screen, dude. We're just staring at you,
Oh, no.
staring at her.
No.
Sorry, folks. It's his first day.
She looks
Dude.
like
even here with the short hair, which I'm not a huge short hair person. She's
Does she have
still.
an accent? Does she talk like this? Then
It's
maybe.
gonna look like in a couple of years.
She talk like this.
I mean, how fucking old is she for real? Like,
80.
72.
Yeah, let's take a
dude,
look.
she's 69, dude, and she's
Well,
still
she looks like one of the
good.
Matrix twins there.
Dude, she's 69 and she still looks pretty good. Like,
You got to look good when you're 69, right?
dude, I was,
Well, everybody's 69 sometime.
I'm
No
just
comment.
saying, I'm just saying. Whatever. She's for 69. She still looks good.
I'm gonna defer to Martha Stewart.
Okay, let me
She's
pull up
got
Mark.
street cred.
I'm telling you, dude. Martha Stewart does not look as good.
Yeah, she looks like
Cyndi Lauper.
a Catholic school.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Listen, she's good enough for Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, you know they're
Hey,
banging.
get
dude.
out of here. Yeah, right.
He's
You know
putting
they're
his
banging.
hizzle in that shizzle, or whatever you might say.
She's done more time than Snoop Dogg, man.
Well, that's true, but
Kyle invading Corbin territory for granny loving. What's the story there?
If you know what, if Martha Stewart and Cyndi Lauper came up to me,
Dude, put her on the screen. You're not sharing your screen, bro.
I did it again. If I had a choice between Martha Stewart and Cyndi
let's control
Lauper,
age.
I think
Oh, there's
it's-
one of Martha in the pool. Check that out.
Can we get one with a thigh?
There you go.
Picture
I'm
big.
still
And then
thinking-
the one next to it, you've got Snoop Dogg wrapping his arms around her. Look at that.
Get some pictures of her cash, please.
I think if it's between if I had them both, I mean,
Oh,
I'd ask
boy.
for three-way, but like, I think it'd still lean towards Cyndi Lauper.
Jesus Christ. An old three-way.
Old three-way.
Old.
It's called
yeah.
fucking experience.
Called seniority.
BK.
It's an experience three-way.
BK says Corbin is an infamous senior citizen gigolo.
Everyone collects something. Some people collect old bags. I don't know.
I'm not trying to get into Corbin territory or I'm not trying to move in on his territory. I'm just saying I still find Cyndi Lauper attractive. That's all I was getting at. That's it.
That's hilarious.
So I don't know what's going on with Atomic Card Guy, but I'm booting him.
That's Hartman.
No,
Is it?
it's actually a friend of mine, and he's having
Is it? Because I don't know if it is.
he's having technical difficulties.
Hartman has so many
It might be
straight.
shit.
Hartman, you got so many usernames, man. It had to be
It
you.
might be me.
It has to be you.
What did
I was
everybody
thinking,
think of?
damn, did I just load up somewhere?
You got too many identities. You're stealing your own identities, man.
Fucking around with
Doesn't
that
a
Python
gigolo
and shit.
imply success with the ladies? Yeah.
Ooh!
Oh, burn, fucking Corbin,
Bird is not
burn.
even here to defend himself, man. Yeah, put up Joe's. Put up Joe's.
All right.
It's bingo night. Of course he's not here.
No, that's Brucifer. Joe's Doolin. Doesn't it a gigolo? Go down one. No, the bottom one, dude. There you go. Doesn't it
I already put that one up.
Nice.
That's what started me on it.
Boom. Got him.
Got him. All right.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
No, sir. And I'm going to remove you until then. Take off the lens to your camera.
Take the tape off. The Fed tape off.
Take the Fed tape off.
We don't take
the Fed tape off your camera.
We don't take Fed tape off.
Is everybody still watching Mandalorian?
Oh,
Yes.
This is the way.
I am.
I heard fucking episode 3 was a
Banger. Banger. It was a banger.
I think it was a letdown for some people.
A banger.
I thought it was all right. I don't like the way that they kind of did their timeline for the episode, but that's all I had.
what was it like?
It's like a bipolar episode.
What was it?
Craziness.
It was-
and then,
It kind of went back and forth between two storylines, and then like one
Did it?
storyline without Mando had the most time, and then Mando comes back at the end for a short ending for his storyline.
Oh,
felt like 2 episodes. We
Yeah.
walked in on them.
Joe's like, I fell asleep after 15 minutes.
I
So
thought
did
the
Kyle.
first part was really good.
So
I don't give it.
I kept thinking that chick
I don't
was
think
in
it's horrible,
the Last of Us, the second game. I swear she looks like the chick in The Last of Us. The
Working on this
part
thing.
2.
are you still having technical difficulties there, Mr. Atomic Car Guy?
Yes. I don't know what the frick is going on with the
You
camera.
gotta allow your
Unplug the
Camera
camera and plug it back in. Okay, I'm going to
It puts
remove
the
you and
lotion
then I'll
on.
bring it back. Has
It
anybody
puts
watched that
the
movie with
lotion
Nick
on.
Cage and the Mandalorian in it?
yeah, I've seen some of it.
What's it called? The
The unbearable weight of incredible talent or something like that. Massive talent. Massive talent.
funniest fucking movie.
It's hilarious.
Oh my
Not
god,
seen
it is so hilarious.
Self-aware.
Dude, he plays so many of his different parts, Aaron, in it. And then when they drop acid, oh my god, dude, that is the funniest. I got the Stars app, the free trial, just for that movie, and then I canceled it.
What?
But it was, dude. He's like he rubs that he rubs the knockout shit on him, and he's like wobbling around, and he falls, and they're like action, and he's like, and he knows it's time to do his shit, dude. I don't know.
It's
If you
fun.
guys-
No, it's a hilarious movie.
Dude, they take acid, man. all right, it's gonna be an adult. It's like all right, what's the movie actually gonna be about? Like it's just like that acid scene is like the ultimate homage, if you've ever been on acid, to like what it's really like. Like if you were looking at it like from the outside to somebody, like where he hops the wall and he's like, I gotta let you go, man. It just I can't lift you. And he realizes the wall's like 6 feet long. And fucking the Mandalorian just looks around. He's like, eh? They're watching us. They're watching us. It's just awesome.
I am cracking up at this BK Corbin old ladies lore.
Dude, it's so funny.
After Corbin provides Centrum Silver and Ensure to the Golden Girls, they're helpless.
That should work. Why isn't it working?
It puts lotion on.
Atomic Car Guy, I'll leave you on the screen, but I'm going to beat you. All right, so.
Is he like?
Welcome to your.
I'm the same problem.
Did I guess we're in the review zone? Did anybody go see Shazam 2?
Nobody went and saw
Not yet.
Shazam 2. You saw it.
I saw Shazam 2.
How come this guy? How come they can't see me?
I have no idea.
They loaded me on this show, and for some reason, it's not allowing them to see me.
It's a user error.
I know, right?
You've got a chair keyboard interface problem.
Press Control E.
Chair keyboard.
Control E.
So Sticks, you went and saw Shazam 2?
There you go.
Okay. I did not.
Now Control E. All right, we do it again.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second.
I don't have a basement.
There we go.
It's a garage.
Oh, there we go. There we go. We got camera.
Oh, somebody helped you.
Camera,
That's
no
one of your
light.
kids, and you're dark as fuck.
Got to get a light on.
Turn the lights on. Turn the lights on.
I feel like it's one of those.
Yeah, this is so. Oh my god, I love.
Well, I don't.
Internet
You know,
one. I love-
BK says he's waiting for
one-on-one.
the Tom Cruise review before he goes to see Shazam. But I don't know about Tom Cruise, but I went and saw it. That was all
Wonder
right.
Woman in it.
Wonder Woman is in it, and man, oh man, she makes full use of that screen time, buddy. She looks good. She looks
The
really
least Harmon
good.
could do is give us a foot show.
She showed boobs in the movie.
What's that?
Harmon
She showed
review.
boobs.
No, not boobs. Just
There he
thighs.
is.
You
She-
sold it like she was selling boobs.
Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot has
She sold
very
it
little
right.
up top, but she's got some great legs, man.
Um,
Beautiful face and great
what
legs.
happens is she's just hot, so it just doesn't matter. She's just hot. It doesn't care what is anywhere because everything is just hot.
Sometimes that accent gets on my nerves.
Joe says that's exactly what someone with a woman trapped in their basement would say, Hardman.
What did I say? What did I say?
You don't have a basement.
Oh,
That door didn't go anywhere.
I have dirt underneath my basement. But don't go look at the dirt.
Bricks behind that door.
This is awesome right here.
All right,
Watching
let our guy
podcasting
in?
There
internet
we go.
101.
All right, now we're full go. Full go.
Yeah, you bet. There's a lot of romance. We're getting a lot of.
I know it's like ambiance there.
Yeah.
I know.
I like the shadowing effect.
Because I got the creepy FBI spotlight.
What if
So tell me, what are your hobbies?
I like long walks on the beach, and all I want to do is
I like
feed all the
duct
starving children.
tape and handcuffs and
Oh, tell me more.
Hi,
I'm
Nathan
kidding. I'm
You
kidding.
sound like you're from the West Side.
Says, he is. Hi Nathan says, "What if all aliens look like Gal Gadot?
Then
It would be
beat me
fucking-
up, Scotty.
right? Right?
Then don't
Take me
come
take
to
me
Take me
your
to your
leader.
because it ain't
Take me
gonna
to the
end
leader.
well.
I would just start at the end and just try to work my way to the beginning.
You aliens got a pretty mouth.
But they're spaceships from giant dillies. Doesn't
Who
matter.
cares about the freaking spaceships?
Yeah, what is it?
I will travel through the universe in the biggest looking penis machine to go to a planet.
We have spaceships right now. All of Jeff Bezos' spaceships looks like giant dillies.
Like that kid. What was it?
Yeah.
The whitest
Gal
kid you
Gadot
know.
Yeah, but was anybody hotter than Alyssa Milano when she was not crazy and she was young?
She's still hot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think she's hotter than Gal Gadot.
Eat me to your wiener.
Is she hotter than Cindy Lauper?
Or
all right.
I can't think of the name that plays the chick that plays in all those vampire movies, Underworld. She's hot too.
Kate
I like her.
Beckinsale.
Yeah, she's the hottest one alive.
Kate Blanchett.
All right, now we're going to start with. Let's get back on track.
Kathy.
Ireland.
We're never on track.
That you're going to say Ohio.
Okay, let's do. Worst covers of the week time. To start out, we've got the Hellcat #1 Momoko cover.
Yeah.
She did a lot of bad covers this week, but I think this one really is the winner of the bad ones.
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
I think she's
What
overworked.
sort of reverse mirror look? I don't know.
She's overworked. What's the grade drippings? What's the grade drippings? That's not even blood anymore. Look, it goes from blood to not blood. It's just there's something about it. I don't know. I'm not a Momoko fan. In the beginning, I kind of had jumped on the Momoko fan, but like I really think she's just overworked now.
Well, when she first came out, all her, she had a lot of stuff to do. Now she's got a lot of stuff built up, and so she can just throw covers out there, and whether she cares or not.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
And I don't want to say she doesn't care, but hey, I already did one of these. I can send it right
I
in
think she's
minute.
kind of like in a hurry, so to speak. Like, you know what I mean? Like she has so many covers to do. I think you're seeing it rushed.
So many companies now.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. And honestly, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the coming out to all the Alex Ross covers. Have you guys been seeing all the Alex Ross covers?
No.
They have all been like not good. Like, I don't know if he waited till the 11th hour to like start. Like, I don't know what it is. But like, because every week for the last couple of weeks, he's been doing like a sketch cover, and then like the final art, there's been 2 different covers.
Right.
And they just, oh my God, like they just haven't been that good. They haven't been to the Alex Ross standard, I think, personally.
I don't think the sketch covers have. I think the color single ones have.
You like the sketch covers?
No, I'm saying the sketch covers are not as good as he usually does. Whereas the color single,
I'll bring up this week's here in a minute, and we'll compare.
Dude, I got 2 computers in my life. That's why. I'm like, I can't find the screen, guys.
Well, I
think most of these new comics suck compared to the old ones.
I'm freaking out over here.
Next, I have the Berserker #12, the 1 in 10 Malieve cover. Oops,
Is that Keanu Reeves?
Yes, it is.
Doing his own comic. I think with this one, it's the crotch shot. Hey guys, how's it going? With the sword, it just
it's a little too on the nose. Right?
And everything's a little washed out. I
don't mind that. Yeah. Is that a sword in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me?
It looks like he's happy to see all of us.
Oh, but his gun prematurely fired. His gun.
And they made sure to make it very large.
As Joe says, he's mad spreading. I don't think he does anything
prematurely. In your pocket or your penis.
So, and there's a bunch of covers, and you know what? Most of them are bad. I don't know if everybody looked through them, but
and spreading.
It's funny, right? Next, we have the Excellent one, Michael Allred cover.
Oh my God, that's something my kids would make.
Yeah, I think this is really off the mark. I don't
He's
know.
got red eye.
Yet, but
Yeah, he's done covers before that have been terrible.
so I think it's just no bueno.
No.
And then
All right, who's
we've
got
got
the smoke detector.
What is that?
I know
This
who's
is the
chirping.
brooding teenage Spider-Man, Miles Morales. That looks very
Holy cow.
horrible.
His
Something's wrong
eyes,
with the
his eyes
head.
are
It
so
doesn't
far
look right.
apart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Miles Morales Spider-Man #4, the Bachalo cover. There's a lot.
His eyes are not in the right spot.
The head's wrong. I don't know. The whole body just seems off.
It's a Halloween costume.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
I
Like the
think
wrong
this one
kid
was kind
wore
of
it.
Yeah.
phoned in. I think Miles is kind of phoned in on this one.
Like his friend Steven
Quick,
found it in
put
the
this
closet.
on.
It's not.
Take a
We'll
picture.
clip
I got
the
this
hood so it
cover
fits
to
your
you.
head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They pulled the hood back around the back of the head.
Yeah, like his eyes wouldn't even be where his eyes are right now.
No. Unless you're a chunk from Goonies.
BK says that's the person that's standing outside Hartman's house. Where's your basement? I know my sister's in there.
Standing outside my house.
Chocolate.
You don't stand outside. You lay down and change.
It's a peel sticker. I took mine off, and now I'm going to get it incomplete from CGC.
And hi, Nathan says someone's smoke detector low on battery. We are getting a beep.
Yes.
It's my musical instrument.
Well,
It's
stop.
time.
Can you put it down while we're doing the show?
No, I'm kidding. It's not my. Get out of here.
All right. So for best covers of the week, we've got we've got Batman Incorporated, the Jorge Molina card cover stock. I just love this, man. Like,
Who are these characters on the cover?
Yeah, who's Chainsaw
Who's the
Pig
pig?
Man?
Who's the pig chainsaw guy?
that's his name, Pig Chainsaw Guy. No, it's not. It's not.
That's Robin.
It says Hartman doesn't have it outside, just like the basement.
Bullshit, I don't have an outside. I've got fucking freezing out here in this garage.
Yeah, it's Professor Pig.
Oh, Professor Pig. Okay.
What is he professor of, and at what school?
Harvard. He got in the side door.
He's
He was supposed to be on the rowing team, but he just didn't show up for
Rowing
practice. It's Wild Bacon.
he's
Kevin Bacon's cousin Wild Bacon.
he's Aunt Becky's cheat to get in.
Yeah.
That's a cover, huh? That's got a lot going on for a cover.
Yeah.
Ooh, badass. All right.
Yeah.
Next we have Seven Sons, the Jay Lee cover. Dude, I love Jay Lee's work, and this cover actually makes me want to fucking jump in and actually read this book.
Oh.
I love it. Jay Lee's a cool dude. He says, Professor Pig, aka
Captain
Rib
Rib
Tips.
Tips.
Yes. Thank you, Bruce, for yes.
God dang it.
I figured everybody knew that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's a good cover.
So, okay.
Makes you want to read it for sure because
Yeah.
it's one of those things where you're like, what the hell's going on?
Well, it looks like the demon is crowning the angel.
That's right.
Somebody's dating Satan.
In
Next
blood.
week, the art
Boom.
number 4, the Ekman lawn cover. I think Art Brute, this Art Brute with all these art covers that they've been doing,
That shit's
they've been
wild.
killing it.
Yeah.
That's some wild, unsettling shit.
Is that Andy Warhol?
I was gonna say 5 points for if you know who the guy on the cover is.
That's what I thought, but I mean, it's just. I think the double glasses is what got me. I was like, oh shit, that's that stuff.
It wasn't the sideways nose.
My wife
No,
just
it was
yelled
the
at me about the
glass.
smoke detector going off. Is that yours, Atomic Car Guy? Is that your fucking
I
smoke
don't think
detector?
so. No. No.
Yeah.
It might be.
Maybe it's a cricket. Could it be a cricket?
I
It
think
might
that
be.
is
Let
Andy
me go
Warhol,
look.
isn't
Hold
it?
on. It might be.
All right, I'm gonna mute him and kick him. why he fixes his smoke detector issue.
Damn, son. Cold-blooded.
I can't help it.
And it looks
But-
like that was it. Because it's an empty one. So I guess we'll move on to anime news.
Silver Surfer got that was
do
the
it.
best Silver Surfer cover I've ever seen.
Like,
Do it.
this
You
is
know
what
what
happens when
anime
you
is
wake
spelled
up late and you
backwards?
think everybody did
Imminent.
everything that they were supposed to.
I did what I was supposed to.
And then
All right,
after
honestly-
the anime news, I'll hop back over and we'll look at a couple of those covers.
Okay. Honestly, it was a bit of a slow week for anime, but I did manage to dig up 2 stories for you guys and a WTF manga. First up, we have a series that I follow and enjoy quite a bit. We've talked about it on the show a couple times before. Mashal, Magic and Muscles anime. They are debuting the anime April 7th.
Doesn't
And
sound
now
that
if
loud
you
on
want
our
to,
part.
what's that?
Joe says, still the loudest intro in the game.
That's right. If you guys want to check out, they released the full promo video and announced the cast and the staff and the theme song. So it's shaping up. It looks really good. It's a lot of fun. It's basically if you had One Punch Man going to Hogwarts. That's basically how it goes. So the main character has no magic ability, but he is very strong. And in a world where everybody is judged by how magic they are, them finding out that he has no magic causes trouble for him. So
he's got to fight his way out.
yes.
Gotcha.
So Mashal, Magic and Muscles, which one will win? Only time will tell.
April 7th, 2024. Oops, shit.
No, this year, 2023. Oh no, you're right. It is 2024. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, okay.
This is a series. It's not exactly manga because it's Korean, but this is a really, really fun series. It's called Solo Leveling.
Called Congo.
It was a book, and then it was a web comic, and they've now published the web comic in some volumes. Solo Leveling is awesome. I've read this whole series. Unfortunately, the artist who did the webcomic has now died. He died in July of 2022, but the anime is rolling in just a couple days, March 21st. So look for Solo Leveling. It is so badass. You guys.
Where is it? What's it going to be on? Where's it streaming?
It'll be streaming, I think, on Crunchyroll is where you can find it.
Crunchyroll's where it's at.
But if not, I'll point you guys in the right direction. I'm looking for this week. So Solo Leveling, it's about a guy who, so basically you have a world where people are
so he levels up by
It's
himself.
the modern, what's that?
So he levels up by himself.
Well, so let me explain why that's important. That is true. You've nailed it. Nailed it. But the modern world
Reading in between the lines.
has collided with kind of a magic realm or like a fantasy realm, and people in the modern realm, as it collides, they find that they have these special magic abilities that allow them to hunt creatures in the magic fantasy realm. The main character is a rank E, which is the lowest rank hunter, and then he goes in with this large group of
That's what
other
the atomic
hunters.
car guy would be.
And he's the only survivor. Everyone gets killed, and he's the only survivor. And then, as he survives, he discovers he has an ability to increase his level, which no one else has the ability to do that. And then things happen from there. So he becomes super strong and
I would hope so.
really good, cool. Anyway,
Awesome.
look for
I actually
Solo
like that.
Leveling this week.
To Crunchyroll I go. That'll give me, what is the 21st? That's Tuesday?
Let's see. Yeah, it's this Tuesday.
Now I got something to do at work on Tuesday.
There you go. Watch cartoons at work on Tuesday.
Get paid to watch cartoons.
Find a dark corner.
You didn't want to do that last slide for me?
Oh, I didn't know you had 3. My bad. Let me reshare. I thought you said it was
2
when
stories
you-
and then the
when you-
weird manga recommendation.
when you implied a short week. I assumed 2. Oh shit! Loving this already.
The WTF
I love
manga
the
of the
artwork
week
already.
is called Dementia 21. And the premise here is that the main character she works in basically hospice care. And she gets demoted at work and ends up having to take all of the worst and weirdest hospice patients in order to work her way up.
Jesus.
Why'd you get the
And weird things happen to her. She ends up, there's a lot of like the black and white panel on the right is an example of one of the patients that she has to deal with, and the dentures kind of multiply infinitely, and
What the?
it's a lot of like body gross out stuff. There's some body dysmorphia. There's scatological humor and horror going on. So basically, if you have a fear of anything related to old people, this is going to send you into nightmares.
Does this guy sleep well at night that draws this?
Probably this is his therapy, I would say.
Right.
This is probably what he does for therapy. But it's got a lot of real wild art. You can see the color panel in the middle there. That was one of the covers they did for the second volume. Yeah, her head's kind of blowing up with all this kind of stuff coming out. It's surrealist. It's really weird. And I think you guys would probably like it. So check out Dementia 21.
Awesome.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, dude. Let's see.
Reminds me of Forever 21.
What I was gonna do.
The name is a play on it, yeah. But it's about old people, not about clothes.
My son was going into medical school until he realized that when you're wiping a 70-year-old man's ass and balls from shit, it's not the most glamorous job. So he got out real quick, and now he's going in for computer engineering. So it is a very dirty, nasty job.
Oh, yeah.
If you're helping the old people out.
Yeah. Not every part of the medical field is about that, but there is a lot of gross stuff in the medical field.
That's what I'm saying. That's what this is a plan. It seems like someone had those experiences and was like,
Yeah,
for
sure.
So I was talking about the Alex Ross covers earlier. So like, here's the sketch, and then here's the final. And for what Alex Ross normally does, these look, I think because he's pumping out too many of them. Sticks, you were saying that the sketches were mad, but his final, you were like, okay.
Yeah, I like the final, the color with no background. The sketch,
like, let's see, he
darker.
did.
I mean, look at Kang. Kang looks like super dark. I mean,
I tried to draw Bo Jackson, and it turned out to look like Kang.
Like, this one isn't bad. Like, but like, I think this one, where was it? It was,
check it out, all right.
I thought he did another one this week too.
The leader, the Scorpion. What was the other one?
I don't know. Like
One more.
they look like a B+ for Alex Ross for
They
what
look
he
in your
normally can
face.
do.
I don't know. They're. I mean, the hero ones were very similar, so I don't know. I think some of these have a lot more, like Scorpion.
Like this one is bad. I think this one is not good.
No, that one's not good at all.
Like for Alex Ross,
it seems like he just.
It's his shading. His shading is.
It looks like it.
Maybe he did. Maybe he went. He was like, I don't know. This is going to be extra shadow month. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
It didn't look like he took his time. That looked like a rush job.
Well, Joe's asking a question. Aren't they meant to be part of a larger picture? Like, are we just getting like the sketch with the backgrounds? Those are
Yeah,
meant
So
to
Johnson
be
had an interesting
pushed
comment.
together in kind of a larger picture.
Scatological.
So if you look at the sketches, they all kind of go together, and I think there's going to be.
I'm with
They
you.
have them
It's
all
like
together
it'll
on
connect
one cover.
together. Hold on, let me go back.
Yeah, if you put the sketched ones together, you'll see where they connect.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I was getting that vibe too. But let's see.
Yeah.
So it's like layering.
Right.
Gotcha.
So he pulls the main focus of the. You get the colored version, and then you get the sketch version. But that's all that digital. Now you can just
Maybe
you can
maybe
do
he's
that
in
real
maybe he's
easy.
in a hurry.
I don't think he's in a hurry.
I-
It's hard to say he's in a hurry because that shading takes.
Right.
I mean, you're not just rubbing your pencil on a piece of paper and that's shading. That's something Kyle would do to make shading.
Kyle's
Maybe
good
he's
at
rolling
way.
something else on the paper.
Well,
I was trying to find that Wonder Woman foil cover. Is what I was
Like dick.
yeah, I just think Bruce Fred, I think they're just overshaded.
That might be
that's
what
why-
that might be what it is. Like,
I mean, you don't need like you were saying with a White Widow. You don't need all that
Just
shading in her face.
desensitized.
There's no real reason. If you do it on the sketch, I guess that's fine.
yeah, maybe take it out of the color version.
Or not have it be so.
Is this
prominent.
the foil cover?
It almost looks like the Phantom of the Opera mask, where
Joe
you
and,
focus on the mask.
Joe and Bruce Fur, is this the foil cover?
For Historia?
Yeah, they said the Wonder Woman cover. No. Check your DM.
She looks like an elf. She looks like an elf. It could be.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
it don't look
gotcha.
like Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Like, what's
Is
her
this
name
live?
from The Hobbit?
Okay, hold on.
Her name,
I see what it is.
Evangeline Lilly. That's what it looks like more. Evangeline Lilly.
I see. I see.
I mean, the Scooby Doo cover is better than that one.
Yeah. If I could bring it up real quick.
Zoinks!
Zoinks! Zoinks, Shaggy!
Ruh-roh.
Let me do it on eBay. Fuck it.
eBay. That man, they need to quit that bullshit and give me my listings back.
Give me my list back.
Yeah. Only let me list 5 items like I did something wrong. Making me look
Is that the only place you're
Yeah.
listing?
No, I listed on dude. Oh my god!
This is
Facebook.
here. Let me.
Ooh, I hate Facebook.
Look at
selling.
Facebook.
Facebook selling is the worst.
Unless you're in like a.
I stopped on
An actual card
Facebook.
group.
Just
Oh, you get it. Is this available? And then like you're like money, is money coming? And then like 8 hours later, you're like, is he dead? Did he die?
Yeah, did he die?
you guys
Did
are
he
talking about this cover right here.
You better
I see it.
die.
Yeah. 1456, huh?
Oh yeah, the one the word yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that is a little bit better. Actually, let me view tab. I hate that.
Because they were showing the solicit for it, and it looked an entirely different cover than that one. But because of the foil, it just I don't know. I like the solicit cover better than the actual book.
It's actually this one.
Yeah. Yep.
Jeez, 130.
Yeah, and then here I'll bring up the four. Let me bring up the
Somebody buy my Spider-Man book.
the Poison Ivy.
Foil variant. That means it probably comes in silver, gold, kind of like when they did with McFarlane did with that first Spider-Man. He made like 3 or 4 different color versions, and
This is the
Oh, yeah.
1 in 50 right here.
A lot of these companies are doing these foil covers. It's like the 90s again.
You know what? I 100% agree. Milton can do no wrong. I 100% agree. What is this one going for? Damn it.
Probably too
I
much.
hate being fucking poor.
Well,
join the crowd, pal. Join the crowd.
Can you bring up the solicit picture for it?
For the nudes.
Let me, yeah. God damn it.
The solicit picture makes it look entirely different.
Is it?
Oh yeah. To me, it does.
Let me try to from the solicitations.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the dead air, everybody.
Oh, hey. I'm going to be listing these cards this weekend on an eBay auction.
Which
One of
cards?
ones. James Dean refractor, Audrey Hepburn refractor, Leonardo da Vinci generated stylized images. You should check them
my
out.
computer's being stupid. I'm just
You've never seen anything like them.
Dude, those look awesome. Those look awesome.
Like it's like a perfected customized refractor. Like I haven't seen anybody do them that look that good because they haven't done them. So because I've got a method that I've found out using chemicals.
Don't we have a picture of them?
I don't. I mean, they're on my Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
Cartier West. Instagram.com/Cartier West.
So they're pretty badass. You showed us to us in our group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get back on track. If you want to see those cards, they're badass. If you want to see them, go check out Hartman's Instagram. I could bring them up, or if somebody wants to bring them up, we can do it.
Yeah, bring them up. Give me promotion.
We'll do it after first appearances then. How's that?
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, this week we have Secret Invasion number 5. We got the first appearance of the new scroll. Super Scroll, sorry. The new Super Scroll.
New Super Scroll.
Look, someone looks scared.
Nick Fury does not look happy.
He does. Someone looks scared. Iron Man almost looks a little scared too. Look how wide his fingers are for it. Ah!
Yeah.
Okay, next we have Batman: The
looks like
Adventures Continue, Season 3, number 3.
Wow.
The first appearance
Yeah,
of Straight Man, a henchman of the Joker. Straight Man.
Finally.
I like that. That looks good.
Straight man, and then of course you have gay man.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. What do they mean by that?
Well, a straight man in a comedy duo, the straight man is the guy who has a straight face during the performance when the other guy makes all the jokes.
Is that issue number 1 or what? Oh,
It's number 3.
damn.
Yeah.
I thought the other guy wore a dress or something.
Issue number 1s, those I like this. Issue number 1 of the Batman Adventures.
Okay, so let's stop sharing.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I actually started writing a screenplay the other day, The Thing 2, and I made it 3 pages in. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to see what's his name? I can't think of the
Kurt Russell?
Yeah, no, the other guy, Kurt Russell, and he's still alive. I saw him on a movie the other day.
Bill
the black guy.
Paxton.
No, who's the black guy's name?
Oh God,
it's not politically correct, but I can't think of his name.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, nice.
It's on your card.
Yeah, Cartier West.
Yeah, but I was thinking, while they're still alive, man, that would be so cool just to make one more. And I thought it'd be cool where if he's like some old retired guy living out in the middle of Alaska, nowhere hunting, goes back to his cabin and there's a helicopter waiting, and the daughter of the old scientist that went crazy in the first one comes to him and says, look, we had a space station. Something's gone wrong. We need you to come in and help.
I haven't seen the first.
Right here.
You haven't seen the thing?
David.
It's like the greatest horror movie ever.
You talk about
Pretty
this
high.
one, right, Hartman?
Yeah, that James Dean. Well, actually did go up. The Michael Jordan, the ones, those, I'm not doing any more of those. The refractors, the laser refractors, and the Moho. So the bird.
Those are nice.
The bird, the Hepburn, and if you click on the top one, the one of one, I have a one of one written on them. Those are the ones that I'm listing. I just said I'm just going to start it off at like the lowest bid. Like they're all Da Vinci stylized.
How do you do them? You do them hand or?
No, hell no. I can't do it by hand. Mid-Journey.
Okay.
They're AI generated.
Okay. Got you.
I'm going to start the bidding off at like a penny or whatever and just see where they go.
Where at?
Got you.
eBay. Just because it's like I just like because it's like I've spent a lot of times with those cards, so you know I'm kind of over them. Like I just want to move on now. I'm still gonna do more of them.
You colorize the Bo Jackson black and white. I like that.
Yeah, like I did that. I wanted to see that. I was like, I wonder what it looks like in color. And then the Bobby Knight. That's not the Bobby Knight's not the best. I want to redo that one.
You should have had him like. You should do one where he's screaming.
Oh, throwing the chair and stuff.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
I don't know. I want to do more of them. Like just like I don't know. It's just it's interesting to see something that's not like it's different. It's not like because with AI you can generate real photorealistic images of things that have never happened.
Everybody, if you're playing tic-tac-toe, you can now knock AI off, and I hope somebody.
That AI shit's scary, man. That AI shit's scary. My son, you can just tell it what to do. It can write whole fucking stories.
Yeah, I've used it for prompts.
We've done a bunch of stuff. I really like this one. Is this one for sale?
What they're all for? What the paint or which one? They're all available. I just don't post prices because I have no clue what what the value is.
It's whatever you can get for it. That's what something's worth.
I just do it.
So if anybody's interested in them, I guess, what's your eBay so people could go bid on
them? It's Cartier West. I'm going to be posting it on my Instagram. So, but yeah, I just figured I'd throw it out there. Like, I mean, my cards aren't perfect, but they are unique. So
you should do a Zion where like
I like the baby Rogers because I hate Rogers. So
yeah, I'm like he can look like a baby.
One where he's flying on a jet to the Jets.
Oh yeah, yes he is. Like I'm always open for ideas. Like I kind of want to emulate the downtown cards.
What we should do is we should have the.
Oh, those are nice. I have a lot of good cards I can give you good ideas on.
We should have the chat help you create a card.
Yeah,
I really am all like. The one thing that makes me mad is when people on Facebook they ask me
Clint Eastwood.
No,
you need
that's
to do a Clint Eastwood one.
Oh yeah, I thought about doing Clint Eastwood and like Jim.
You should do a Suns Kevin Durant is hurt one.
Yeah.
Do one where he's
just a broken ankle.
Yep, do one where he's grabbing.
Well, it's not even broken. Just
I could do it like a.
I like the Paul George. I like that Paul George right there.
Yeah, so see, I do like I try to do. Like anything I have available, ink and all that, like I'll use printer ink and paint with it.
Can you take this one, put him in his son's jersey, and have him saying, "Oh, my ankle"?
I could probably have him a photo of him saying, "Oh, my ankle," on a refractor, laying on the ground. I mean,
I'd buy that Paul George off you. I like that Paul George. I'm gonna have to go on here and make you an offer on that one. I'm a big PG fan, so
yeah, I've got a ton of stuff, man.
Where
I think he's underrated. He's had to carry that team while Kawhi pulls a freaking pinky toe or whatever the fuck Kawhi's hurt with every other week. So he doesn't get enough credit for carrying that damn team.
We need to do one, Hartman, where it's in the Suns jersey. He said, "Oh, my ankle," and then there's a picture of the close-up of him turning his ankle.
Well, that seems like it'd have to be a GIF.
It's a gift to me.
No, a GIF, like a GIF.
No, I want it on a card. No. Make the card. I think Sam said this. Make the card the picture of the rolling ankle.
Oh,
just the ankle.
Just the ankle.
Just the
ankle.
Yeah, but who's hurt more than him is Kawhi. There'd be a tie between the two of them.
Nobody likes the cocaine, but like that's. I'm like I did the first Cocaine Bear card. Pablo Escobar. That Wade Boggs was based on the
Ricky.
myth.
I love the Rickies. I love the
Wade
Rickies,
Boggs,
man.
based on how many beers did he drink on that flight? Like, so there's little stories to some of them. Like
Pablo Escobar is my favorite dude.
I love the Rickies.
Pablo Escobar, yeah, that is pretty cool. BK says that Bo Jackson is great.
Yeah,
which
it's
one?
nice. Probably the color one.
I like how
There's
this one looks like Iron Man's got this huge schlong.
The accidental schlong bat.
Yeah.
The Kang next to it, I thought that was cool. Like the Marvel
Right.
Kang card. That was resin based.
Are you talking about this Bo Jackson card, BK?
I do a lot. Bo Jackson is like one of the most popular ones. Bird, Bo Jackson, and of course Jordan. Like with the crown.
Or is it
or
this Bo Jackson?
That one?
Nah.
Oh, with the crown.
That's a Fortnite Bo Jackson. There's the crown.
Yeah.
There's the one with the where he's holding his bat, the iconic one where I did the paint. Or are you yes, it's like which one? They're all pretty good.
I'm trying the one with the crown is that this one?
I don't want to lose people showing them cards and shit.
It doesn't matter.
I just I feel like I talk about it all the time just because
I love it.
My account.
I think it's cool shit, man.
No, it's cool. So if you like his shit, just go ahead and check it out.
And one more time, what's the Instagram?
It's Instagram and card.
Here, I'll just post it in the chat.
Okay, post it in the chat.
I chose the name because you're not going to like everything, but you're sure to like something.
Oh yeah, there's a few on there I like. I might make you an offer on a few.
It's a lot of different stuff.
It's in the chat. Are you on Twitch or something?
Nolan Ryan, he doesn't get enough respect, man. Pitched until his arm snapped.
Yeah, he's the bloody nose. I was looking at doing a bloody nose card.
You could do the
what was that? The Boston fight between yeah, that would have been a funny one. The manager's running down the mound, taking a swing.
Right, yeah. Right, Joe. Wouldn't want to damage the integrity of SNS.
Oh, there is one cool card that I do want to talk about real quick. It was the Bo Jackson wrestling card. That was based on a true story that Bo Jackson was put on the wrestling squad in high school just so he could get his letter, and he never had to wrestle. So he was on the team and he went undefeated because he was the only one in his weight class. And then finally, they told him that we need you to do one thing. He said, we need you to do one thing here. We need you to wrestle this guy on the other team. And Bo said, nope, not doing it. That was his one loss, was a forfeit. But it's not been confirmed. Like,
who was more physically gifted, him or LeBron?
Bo Jackson.
Oh.
Fuck LeBron. All right. This
LeBron
isn't a goddamn sports show.
See, there you got a picture of the thing right up.
All right.
Put a sensor in one of my cards.
So last week, the shit's messed up.
Orgasmo. I forgot we.
So
really
yeah,
were
so
doing
last
that.
week it was Iron Man versus Orgasmo, and you guys all suck. And Orgasmo lost big time.
Yes, like it should have.
Dude, Orgasmo is, that movie's so underrated. Nobody, so this week I'm doing Iron Man versus Batman Begins.
There you go.
That's a good
man.
So it's almost like a number one versus a number one kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, thank you, Joe. I also voted for Orgasmo. There's nothing better than Stunt Cock. The movie's great. I was hoping Orgasmo was going to win because I was going to do Orgasmo versus Basketball.
Why don't you do Orgasmo versus Hobo with a shotgun?
Or Bum Fight.
There you go.
That's a tough one. Batman.
Batman does. I mean,
I think this is going to be kind of a tight race, but I'm going Batman Begins because I just like Iron Man is probably my favorite Marvel movie. Like I'd still watch it all
I'll
the
be
time.
back.
You'll be back. Bruce goes Batman. So this will be up this week on the Iron Man. It's tough, man. They're both really good. This will be on
Iron Man set that bar, man. Everybody wanted that house, wanted those cars. Like it was like a cultural thing. Like, man, people couldn't stop talking about everything in that movie. Batman was good, but Iron Man just said it was the shit.
Well, Batman Begins was out before.
So this one right here is the battle between the millionaire superhero that both lost their parents.
It's the ultimate battle, yes.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Who did it better?
Batman. Iron Man wins. Tyson's putting the prediction out now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, now we're going to move over to our Saturday morning Cartoon Wars bracket. So it looks like this was what we voted on. We had Futurama versus King of the Hill, South Park versus Celebrity Deathmatch, Family Guy versus Ren and Stimpy, and The Simpsons versus Modern. Oh, dude, Ren and Stimpy actually ended up winning?
Wow.
The last time I looked, Family Guy was beating Ren and Stimpy.
Wow, that's an error.
I'm going to have to double check that.
Yeah. Family Guy is funny as shit.
Hey, this goes on votes, man. This is what everybody voted.
Someone had,
you know what? People get upset.
Hit
Upsets
that one
happen.
button.
Dude,
Cinderella's.
Hold on.
U of A lost. They were ranked 2. They lost to a 15. You know, Family Guy can lose to Ren and Stimpy.
No, Family Guy won.
Not according to the bracket, bro.
Dude, I'm looking at it right now. Family Guy won 52 to 48%.
But did it happen in time? Was it in time?
I don't know, but right now as I'm looking at it, Family Guy is the winner. So, but we'll go with this. So, we got. I think it's going to be honestly, it's going to be South Park versus The Simpsons.
Yeah,
and then South Park will be the winner.
I don't know. Futurama's got a good shot, man.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Futurama has a good following. So
Nothing, dude. South Park is where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah,
everywhere.
see? Dude, so my work did one of those stupid March Madness brackets, and they're like, "Hey, Kyle, you want to do a March Madness bracket?" I said, "Fuck no. That's just dumb. I don't want to do it. I don't want to lose. I don't want to waste my money. I know nothing about fucking college basketball at all. Why the fuck would I want to do it?" They hounded me. And so I did it, and guess what? I'm in last place. I probably filled out the bracket the fastest anybody's filled out a bracket. I think
you need to do like women do, just prick the pretty names, and that's why they always win. They're like, "Oh, I like
probably what he did."
name sounds.
I didn't even do that. I just went through and just clicked.
Did you do just the line, or did you do any underdogs?
Huh?
I don't even think he did any research.
No, I didn't want to do it, so I just clicked as fast as I could.
Oh, I know that name. Yep.
I didn't even do that.
Oh. Didn't even do that.
Arizona's loss was a total bracket buster.
Yeah.
So yeah, Darth Lopez, who's not on the show but yet in the chat, says Duke and Arizona lost and USC, and I'm good.
Hey, my two teams weren't in it, so I didn't care.
So we'll have these up to vote. And that's it. So Marco, The Simpsons.
Ooh.
Let's see. I guess right here, as of when we took this picture, it was Ren and Stimpy.
Damn.
Now it's changed. But
that's crazy. I think that's nostalgia, man. I think that's just nostalgia.
No.
Chippy was good,
Good
man.
show.
Family Guy. Come on.
Dude, Family Guy's awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
Powdered Toast Man.
South Park
here,
destroyed
Brian.
Celebrity Deathmatch. Futurama killed King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All day long. At least it wasn't Bob. Did you have Bob's Burger on there?
No.
It was 90s. Bob's Burgers was at 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I hate that show.
So next we'll move on to the hot chick of the week,
Cyndi Lauper.
Cyndi Lauper.
No, it's
This week I'm going with Michaela Dementor. She's the hockey goalie.
No way.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of hockey now.
Jesus.
Michaela Demeter.
Oh my
That ain't
god.
photoshopped?
No
Demeter.
Photoshop.
I barely know her.
I don't know, man. Those hips look a little Photoshop.
Dude, nope. Go look at her pictures, man. She's fucking.
Wow.
Does she have all her teeth? Have any of her
Dude.
teeth been knocked out?
No. Look at that, dude. That is stunning.
Oh. They make sure not too many hockey pucks make it her way.
Right here. She can
I
ice my
fuck
puck
her.
any day. Dude, I would love to high stick her. Oh my god.
Does she share the same locker room? That's the question. Do all the guys get lucky, or is this a women's league only?
Women's league.
Yeah.
She sneaks. She tucks. Or
Yeah. Darth Lopez says pass. He's fucking stupid.
you're crazy.
I'm
Pass.
banning.
He is
I'm
a
banning
She-Hulk
him.
fan, though.
Keep your
Man,
stick on the
you know
ice.
Put user in timeout. Darth Lopez has been blocked for 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
Just for that comment, Darth Lopez gets fucking.
He's an hour ahead, though.
Jamie
How can
Lee
you?
Curtis.
How can you say gross? How, really?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
It
No.
says who? We all know now.
That's right.
Exactly. Darth Lopez, she wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. I
Don't
mean,
know
hey,
that.
Lopez
She seems
is
like a
ruggedly,
nice gal.
he is ruggedly fucking handsome.
She seems like a nice gal.
Yeah.
I bet she would spit on him.
She could spit
She
on me
doesn't
anytime she
use
wants.
those for games.
Dude.
They're just there.
Oh, good point.
Dude. I mean,
She would
Jesus
step on your
Christ.
back to clean her shoes off, though.
She'd do anything she asked.
Now, Kyle, don't forget me this week.
Oh shit.
You already
Oh.
forgot.
Shit. I did forget. All right, hold on.
I got two short things for you, so they're short.
All right, yeah. But tell me that's not just fucking awesome. Okay. So I've got. What do you want to do first?
We can do Time Tunnel first.
Okay. Let me see.
For the next one, make sure you use the second picture that has Matt in it.
I don't see a time tunnel one.
It should say songs.
I have Jedi Tic Tac Toe. I've got the game, and that's it.
I sent it to you at 3:55. Is that the same one you're looking at? It says has two pictures and then the slide.
Yeah, I got it right here. They talking about. Let me share my screen.
That's what Arizona gets for not daylight.
This is what I get for.
Their internet sucks.
This is what we get for Kyle falling asleep right before.
Well,
the
that
game.
too. That didn't
Yeah,
help any.
this is what I get for. It's exactly what I get for falling asleep. Oh. Okay. Let me see. Let me share my screen real quick.
I love the Slipknot shirt, by the way.
What the fuck? Okay.
Well, you want to do that first?
Now, because it's up.
You got it up. So I wanted to get someone from the chat. If you want to pick someone or two people from the chat, it doesn't matter.
Who wants to play? Shout it out. Everybody in the chat. Who wants to shout it? Who wants to play?
What is this, Hollywood Squares? What are we doing?
Hollywood Squares. That's right.
Yes. We're doing Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares. Yep.
Nice picture. Thank you for that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, hey. So on your top row, you got Jedi Johnson, you got Marco, you got Kyle. Middle row there, you got Sam, you got Cardi, and then you got Matt.
We got BK first. He's our first nominee. Okay. And who else wants to do it? Come on, fuckers.
I'll come up with something to... Let's see what I got here. Hold on.
I'll play.
Is Sam farting in that picture? Come on, step up. Who wants to play? They don't have to come on the show. They just have to be in the chat, right?
Yeah, just got to be in the chat.
All right. So nobody has to come on the show. You just have to be in the chat. So one of you 25 motherfuckers step up.
Let's roll it. Let's just roll it.
No.
What's the game? Tell us. Explain the game, Sticks.
Yeah, start it off. I'll play it.
So, if you've ever watched Hollywood Squares, I know it hasn't been on for a while. I'm going to ask a question, and then, you'll pick who you want, spot you want, right? I got a couple of categories. You'll pick a category, and
thank you, Joe.
I'll ask a question, and then you got to answer the question correctly. Pretty simple, right?
Okay, so it's BK and Joe.
BK and Joe? Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, well, BK went first. BK, pick a spot.
BK, pick a square. Darth Lopez the muted. Oh, looks like you're back. Welcome back, Darth Lopez. He says, I look onward
forward to losing to BK. Now, don't sell yourself short, Joe. You might, I don't have hard questions, but they're not softballs either. So.
Not Hartman says to play, but he's a little late.
All right, BK.
Okay,
Jedi
BK,
Johnson.
go for it. Yep, he says Jedi OnlyFans
Jedi.
Johnson.
All right. So your categories are quotes, stats, superhero weaknesses, and home planets.
I've watched Hollywood Squares, Joe.
All right, how about we pick the category so we can get this moving. Kyle, why don't you pick a category?
I didn't even hear him.
Superhero weaknesses. Let's see that.
Superhero weaknesses. All right.
What are we doing?
You're listening. Actively.
Let me put my light down so I can see better. All right, superhero weaknesses. Green Lantern.
That's what he picked.
Power from his power ring. What was the only thing that could take his power away?
Lube.
An animated suit.
So say that again.
So the question was, Green Lantern got his awesome power ring from his power ring. What was the only thing that could take the power away? And BK is correct. Color yellow.
These were going to be
color
yellow. Questions about us.
So now
So X gets the square.
Who did he pick? I didn't.
Jedi Johnson.
He got Jedi. Okay. And Joe, pick a spot.
You got to give him the square. Is there not an X for that square?
Yeah, no. I'll
This is not an animated GIF.
It's not. Yeah, it's not animated.
So Kyle, fill in with the paint tool.
I don't know if I
Yellow
can.
with the paint
Joe
tool.
pick? Joe pick Pete. Joe pick Pete. All right. Pick a category, Sam.
You can edit it, can't you?
Let's go. Remind me the categories again.
Superhero weakness or home planets?
Home planets. Let's do it.
All right. The Kree from this planet. So from
the Kree
from
are
Nova,
from this planet.
From Nova or Captain Marvel. The Kree from this planet.
The Kree hail from what planet?
I'm gonna have
Joe?
to send Sticks the same mic I sent Hartman.
Oh, here, I'll take a mic.
You need one like Bob Barker.
The long, skinny one.
That's what she said.
The model didn't mind his long, skinny one.
So,
The
Joe needs to answer, right?
Yes, he does.
Joe was correct.
Holla.
Said holla.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Holla.
So someone keeping track. Yeah.
He got
PK said 3, 2, 1 disqualified.
O gets the square. So O gets the Rena square.
We have to remember that there's like a 10-second delay.
Yeah, there's a delay. I'm not going to do a 24-second clock or anything like that. All right, BK, what's your next spot?
Next time I'll make sure I can mark everything.
Yeah, I should have thought about that. But
BK, you got two moves here. You either go Dom or you go Kyle.
So we've got X, right?
It's Dom or it's Kyle.
Dude, you always have to go with Kyle.
Dom. He goes with Dom.
He's got Dom. All right. And pick a category for him, Sam. Superhero weaknesses or home planets?
Let's do weaknesses.
Let's do weaknesses.
Weaknesses again. All right. If Zatanna was this, well, I wrote that wrong. If Zatanna was this, she would be unable to use her magic.
If Zatanna was this thing,
what would cause Zatanna to lose her magic?
What causes Zatanna to lose her magic?
I was like, if she was this, I would just say regular person.
Is it off-brand fishnets?
Ooh. Those rip are
Carlos
easy. So.
Santana.
Carlos Santana.
It's Santana.
If she's muted.
If she's muted, yep, that's correct. So if she was gagged or muted.
Or Rob Thomas.
Gagged?
Okay,
so
What
so
kind
Pete,
of S&M authors are writing
Gagged.
that?
So
Gagged.
Pete gets the
Gagged.
X, right?
Pete
he gets the X for
X
Dom,
gets
yep.
the square. So he's got Jedi and he's got Dom. He's got the two green name squares there.
So that means
That means
Joe has to go for
Joe
Sam
has to
for the
go
block.
middle. He
Yeah.
has to go middle for the block.
He's picking Hartman.
He has to.
Yep. Picking Hartman. All right.
He has no choice.
Square, do it.
Pick a category. Quotes,
What-
stats,
Let's go
superhero
back to home planets.
How do you play this?
Okay.
It's tic-tac-toe, bro.
Am I in it?
All right.
Bro, you're just a square.
Oh, I'm just a square.
Yeah.
You.
All right. Joe, your question is, what is the home planet of Ray Bill?
What is the home planet of Beta Ray Bill? Horseface Beta Ray Bill?
VHS.
Beta Ray Bill. Yep.
Tapes. Physical media.
I got to do it in a
It's
way that
not
we won't
Wilbur.
get copyright strict, right?
You gotta do everything as Kenny.
Gotta do guitar. Pick up my guitar, dude.
Said he's not sure what it describes.
Uh-oh. Can we get an X for the steal?
Cheeks, cheeks.
BK's got to come in with the steal. If BK knows the answer, then
BK's got to come in with a whopper.
So he could pick Sam or me for the win.
No. He gets a chance to steal right here because
Oh,
Joe
he gets a
doesn't know
chance
the
to
answer.
steal. All right, BK, what's the answer?
BK, do you
What's
know
the
the answer?
homeworld of Beta Ray Bill?
What is Evolver?
Is it like some kind of stable?
Hello?
Is it where there's lots of hay?
I will say that you'll be surprised by the name of this
So
planet.
what happens if BK never answers?
Then
BK
and
lost
no one gets a
internet right
square.
now.
It's still up for grabs.
Okay,
It's still up for grabs.
so we'll give him, since there's like a 6 to 10 second delay, we'll give him a 5, 4, 3, 2,
Oh,
1.
Corbin.
and you got it in.
Corbin. What was
And
it?
the answer is Corbin.
There it is. So now
That is correct.
He gets X the square, right?
Yep.
So now it's Joe's turn.
Well, now he's got. If we're gonna give that to BK, then BK has won the game because he got a tic tac toe.
Won the game.
What do we have for him?
Oh, he did. He got Jedi, Dom, and
An empty bag of chips.
Let's see.
Congratulations. There's another one, right?
We can do
Usually
another
food
round. We can
gum
pick 2 more players.
BK won. Well done, BK.
Okay, send me,
Would anybody else like to play so we can try this again?
send me your information. I'll send you this Dear Becky from the Boys book.
Oh shit! There's real prizes.
I'll throw up a prize.
Now, how do we know they're not Googling these answers, man?
We don't care.
They have to Google face. We gotta go quick.
We call the honor system.
That's why there's a countdown, so you can't Google in time, man. 'Cause you can
Right,
Google
yeah, that's true.
anything.
Oh, I have Chat GPT open at all times.
Yeah, see?
All right.
So if anybody likes to play again, we'll play again. If not,
We got 2
then
more people that'd like to play, or if Joe wants to play again and someone who wants to play
If you
against
put
Joe.
all nude women in here, you'd get a lot more players, or just
Right.
sexy girls all in each
We-
square.
Actually, I
Probably
think
also
since
get a-
BK's
Watch
the
the
reigning
count go right
champion,
up.
I think he should get to play again. And
Yeah, he's
we
the
have
returning champion.
yes, now we have an incumbent coming in, right?
Let's have Lopez or Buff.
No,
the
Lopez
Buffy
is part
guy.
of the show.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe like Buffy guy could come in and try to take on.
Going once, going twice. All right, I think we don't have any takers.
All right, we'll give it the 6 second delay.
Who's the Buffy guy?
You want to talk about a Buffy guy? Okay, Buffy guy's in. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Returning champion. Gets to
Same
go
card, or
first.
do you want me to do the other card?
No, you can use the same card. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Since Buffy guy is new guy, Buffy guy picks first.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go the contender.
Randomize the squares.
Yep.
All right, Buffy, who do you pick?
I was almost gonna put like Jim J. Bullock in there somewhere, just to have Jim J. Bullock in there.
Center square.
All right, Hartman.
Center
You know,
square.
what's
Hartman.
funnier
Okay.
is if we try to answer these as true or false. Or like we give an answer if it's fake or real, but the only problem is our listeners would know if we were lying. So I guess.
Okay, what is it? What are the categories?
Quotes, stats, superhero weaknesses, and home
Stats.
planets.
Let's
Stats.
do quotes. Let's do quotes. Quotes.
Quotes? Okay, quotes.
Oh, I didn't do quotes this
All right.
week.
All right, Buffy guy. According to Tony Stark at the end of The Incredible Hulk, they are doing what when talking to General Ross? What does Tony Stark tell General Ross at the end of The Incredible Hulk that they are doing?
There's a post-credit scene at the end of The Incredible Hulk featuring Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark speaking to Thunderbolt Ross.
Correct.
What does he tell Thunderbolt Ross?
To get effed.
I was going to say it's not to F off. That came later. That came later. That came much later.
I don't remember. Okay, BK for the steal.
Google it.
BK for the steal.
I forgot my mic. Sorry.
I like the picture of Marco you picked.
Yeah, with
Oh, he's got a mic. Nice.
I like that me and Matt have like dumb looks on our face. Like, huh? Huh?
You're not the only one. Look at me. I'm like,
Yeah, Sam's like doing a blowfish impression.
And I'm like,
BK says, I had sex with Betty.
General. Nope, that's not what he said. He says we're putting a team together.
We're putting a team together.
Putting a
So
team
what
together.
happens now with Hartman Square?
It stays open.
It stays open.
Next.
So Buffy guy can pick again.
All right, Buffy guy, pick a new square. If you pick Kyle, you automatically
Or
get
the same square,
an
doesn't
O
matter.
or an X.
All right, Pete. So
Pete it is.
All right. So the question is the quotes, stats, superhero weakness, stats.
No, let's do
Okay.
quotes. Let's do all quotes. It's all quotes.
Do all the quotes. Okay, this is the second of 4 that I have. Just so you know.
Okay.
In the Spider-Man movie, this is kind of a softball. In the Spider-Man movie, Uncle Ben says something to Peter. Fill in the blanks. With great power comes great what?
I figured
With
you were
great
say
power comes great blank. Jeez, sticks.
you didn't softball it in, you walked it over and you handed it to
let
him.
me get that for
He
you.
threw it up and he hit it with the bat and he got a home run.
It's on the tee. It's on the tee. I put it on the tee for him.
BK,
said,
even BK's insulted.
oh, come on.
I told you.
Yeah.
They're not all bad.
Responsibility. X gets the square.
X gets the square. Very
Okay,
good.
so Pete's got an X on it.
All right. Go ahead, BK. Pick a spot.
Pete or BK.
Okay,
says Buffy and Sticks are related. Yeah, that's not true, is it?
Buffy says, I need all the help I can get.
Well, that's our sponsor, BetterHelp.
So, all right.
All right.
Dodgeball
BK.
Masters. You went with Dodgeball Master. Sam.
Oh, okay.
That is the exact picture of when Sam got hit by the dodgeball on the side of the face.
That happens a lot, by the way.
Does it? I can imagine. Quote, stats, superhero weaknesses, or home planets.
Let's do another quote.
We'll do quotes this time.
Okay, that's right. You said do all quotes. All right. Who said this? Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of man?
Alanis Morissette.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of man?
Yes, right.
I have heard that. I've heard that line before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh,
what
BK
evil
got it.
lurks in the hearts of men?
The shadow knows.
The shadow knows.
So Pete gets
So, gets the
Sam
square.
Gets the square for Sam.
Yep.
All right, Buffy. What do you pick?
Again, Buff. And next week we'll work on putting the X's and O's up.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to do that.
I'll work on it.
That you can move over or something.
Who's in charge?
Dom it is.
Dom Tober spot. All right.
Dom.
The last quote question that I have.
You mean like a little HTML type thing?
We'll figure it out.
Hit it.
Question is, what phrase does Green Lantern use to power up his ring? This is a long.
Man. Well, I guess this balances out the Spider-Man quote.
I almost wore that shirt today. I'm glad I didn't.
The question was, what phrase does Green Lantern use to power up his ring?
What
I don't have my Green Lantern.
phrase?
Go, go,
What
gadget.
phrase?
Long version.
He says this is a damn setup. Looks like Atomic Card Guy's got a heck of house going on.
We want the full version.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Craziness with my kids.
Yeah, I had to give him time to type it out.
Ah, there it is.
So
I gotta go check on my kids real quick, but
That's
let's
cool.
do stats next.
The
Damn,
quote
look at
is,
fucking Sam being the boss today.
"Day in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light."
So,
Boom.
so X gets the square. So that
X
means,
got the square.
Wow.
that means BK needs to pick Darth for the block.
Afternoon
Correct.
delight.
So BK, you're gonna go with Lopez. Correct? I want to make sure that's correct. I'm not
sure
going to
he
speak
is.
for him. I
Yeah,
pick
he picks
Lopez. The only one that's picking Lopez is BK.
because he's
All
ruggedly
right, that was
handsome.
the last quote question that I had. Stats, superhero weaknesses, or home planets?
Do home planets.
All right.
I don't care what Sam says. Oh, hi Sam.
I know you don't care what
All
I
right.
say.
All right. This planet is the home of Bizarro.
The home of Bizarro.
Oh.
WB.
Ezra Miller's basement. Yeah.
Hartman's basement.
I do think
It's
Bizarro
fun.
was done pretty good on that Lois and Clark show. That show's called.
It wasn't bad, right? Yeah, I agree.
It was not bad. I think I watch those clips every now and then.
Bizarro World.
World. That's not a bad answer, but it is incorrect.
So now
The
we've
answer-
got.
Oh,
So
he
now-
gets a chance to steal.
Yes. All right.
Buffy, you get
Buffy.
a chance to steal.
Did you guys ever watch the show?
What show?
It's been a while, but yes.
The show hasn't been on for a while.
What show?
Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares, bro.
Oh. Is that the one with Whoopi?
No, you're thinking of.
The View.
No,
Yeah, I
you're
mean,
thinking of
all the
Sister
comedians.
Act.
Yeah. He says,
Buffy gets it. It's Earth spelled backwards.
Betray.
so
Betray.
does that mean
So
he wins?
He wins. He got
He
it.
wins. He wins.
All right.
Let's see here.
The
we
reigning
have two
champion
winners
has been
tonight.
taken down.
BK and Buffy.
Oh, I like that game. Good job.
And just give us your address so we can
So-
send you poopcenters.com.
Yeah, Buffy.
pack.
I'll send you this Chandra #1.
He says, I protest this loss.
Yeah, he did get some softballs. Sorry about that, BK.
So message sticks. And next week, I didn't know we were doing. I'll throw in when we do this again. I'll also throw in some prizes.
The softball. No,
I still have a few more questions.
finish
We can do
this.
some at the end if you want.
Nike sprays. Just do blank.
Hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, right?
Yep.
Sometimes
You got it.
It looks like everybody
I can't-
left to go see Brian's show.
I can't make it too hard, you know.
Yeah.
You want to do? You want to go through the time tunnel?
Let me bring that up.
I gave you the new intro with the new music.
Well, I don't see
Yeah.
what happened. What was up with the old music?
I kept getting
I got getting copyright strike for the music, which is a free, by the way, on the Microsoft video editor that I use. So Microsoft is
badass.
trying to get money in the back end by
Right.
giving it to me in the back end.
We should give them something.
Okay, let's see. I don't have.
Let's see. I sent it. When did I send it to you? That way it'll.
Hold on. Title. I've got the.
Me painting my mic.
I only have the new music. That's all I have.
Did I just send you music? All right.
Yeah, you just sent me music.
Let's not worry about it. Let's just go to.
We'll do it next week. Okay,
Where
let
was-
me share the screen again.
Sharing is caring.
It
I
is
just
Karen.
got to show her again because she's so fucking hot.
If next week's winner wins her panties.
Well,
They probably sell for quite a bit.
dude, I would love to get some of her bath water.
There you
Okay.
go. New adventure.
So this week, hold on, I got to actually pull up the link as well. But this week's What the Fuck story is English police say they foiled an eggs transfer plot to steal Cadbury chocolates.
Is,
Give me 1 second, and I'll read you the story.
Extravagant.
Paige Van Zant's Kiss card sold for $13,000, or was it $1,300? That was a weird story.
So it says a local British police department is saying that it helped save Easter for fans of the chocolate egg. A man was arrested in England after allegedly stealing a semi-truck that contained 200,000 Cadbury cream eggs
Holy
last
shit.
Saturday. The man, whom the Associated Press identified as 32-year-old Joby Poole, was stopped on the highway in Telford, a town in central England, shortly after the theft. Poole
all I can picture is that first scene from Beverly Hills Cop 1, you know, where he's selling the cigarettes out of the back of the truck. Can you imagine seeing this guy with Cadbury eggs and the cops chasing him? And
What are you in for?
Poole
Eggs.
allegedly used a metal grinder to break through a gate into the truck, according to the AP. The eggs transfer theft took place Saturday, February 11th, and among the cream eggs, a number of other chocolate varieties were also stolen. In all, the seized chocolate was thought to be about 40,000 British pounds, or slightly over 48 grand. Poole entered a guilty plea to the theft of a trailer, theft of its contents, and damage to a chain lock. He's expected to be sentenced next month. So, damn. He wanted to ruin Easter. That
This
motherfucker.
cracks me up.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Who the
You
fuck
gotta
was
ask
those?
him, but I think he would say yes.
What was he gonna do with them? Sell them in the black? Like he was gonna make his own Easter baskets and sell them on the side of the road? Like what the
He was
fuck?
gonna make Easter baskets for all the kids in his
He
area.
went
He
that
says-
extra mile.
Joe says Cadbury can afford it. They recycle that same damn commercial for 30 years.
Yeah, they do.
Cadbury.
So I just thought that was
Thank
funny.
you, Mr.
But
Bunny.
you know, they also the what the fuck story I saw was Cincinnati Zoo. They got a cocaine leopard. Did you see that?
a cocaine
So-
leopard.
Did
so there was-
Cocaine Zoo actually happen?
So it was what happened was there was a guy, I guess the police raided the house, and he had another animal a while back that had cocaine in the system. That was the reason why they tested it. But they came in and he let the leopard go, and he was eventually caught. And so what they did was they drug tested the leopard and found that there was cocaine in the system. But so I guess that guy's a big drug dealer, and that's what happened. But yeah, so now
Did
they
they get him for distribution charges because of the positive test in the tiger?
yes.
Animal abuse.
Damn,
But yeah.
got slapped with a couple things for that one.
So that's this week's show, everybody. Remember that we will.
Hey,
But hey, you know, Joe Exotic just announced that he's running for president.
Didn't he have to get out of jail first?
You are allowed to run for president from jail. There is no stipulation that says you can or cannot be a
I'm
felon.
bored.
to run
I'm
for
bored
president.
in jail over here.
I thought you died.
He can run for president, and he is throwing his hat into the race.
And I'm
By
gonna
the
get
tiger.
Carol Baskins.
He'll have to pardon himself.
Yeah.
That'd be the first thing he would do, right?
Yeah,
No, but pardons happen at the end of the term.
they can have it.
Yeah,
anytime.
not the beginning.
We're gonna be
Yeah, but that's usually when they do it, though, right? They
Pardon me.
usually do it at the end of the.
They can do it whenever.
But normally they usually do it at the end.
They do it throughout.
Killed by the tiger. Hold on. I thought he was killed by the tiger.
No,
Who?
that was that bitch Carol Baskin's husband.
Yeah.
But he didn't die. They found him.
Oh,
Never
still
forget
alive.
the SNS screw job. SNS screw job.
Oh, BK, you're gonna get a prize.
BK, I'm nowhere near Montreal.
And don't put that on us. Sticks man
Canada.
questions, man.
It's
Sticks
guilt by
driving that bus.
association. No, that was an awesome game. Canada. Cold and
Sticks
hostile wasteland.
did a great job. I was the one picking the categories, so honestly, it's my fault. It's my fault.
At BK, what color is Wonder Woman's invisible jet?
It's
Opaque.
clear.
There's much work to be done. So remember all the great content that's on Renovision. Tomorrow we've got the Star Wars show. We've got the Dark Side show. Wednesday we've got Tack show. Friday we've got Mail Called Madness. So don't forget to check out all the awesome shit that goes on this channel. We got Atomic Card Guy now. He finally figured out how to get his camera working, so he might be a regular with us.
Yes. And better lighting next time, I promise. This won't
No,
be
the ambiance is nice.
setup.
He likes
Take your
to take
time.
long walks on
Take
the
your
beach.
time. I
We
feel
love reading by
at ease.
candlelight.
We'll send Cartman some, money
Next
to
week we'll
put
do the
some
rematch.
lights in his basement.
I don't need lights.
Yep.
I can't say half the shit I would normally say.
Remember to go check out, if you liked Hartman's cards, go check out Card A on Instagram
I will.
and pick up some of his cards. He needs a new camera so that he can show his face.
I
so
don't
please
need
buy
a
all
new
his
camera.
cards.
It's not the
people-
camera. That's not
Everybody
why he
wants
doesn't show his
me
face.
to put myself out there.
The people are demanding it.
But huge shout out to Buffy Guy and BK for playing our game with us, and Joe.
Thank you.
And thank you to Stephen Grant, our guest.
Stephen
At
Gray,
the
but
top of the
I missed
show.
like
Thank you so
90% of
much.
it because I overslept. And I had the 5 missed calls from Mr. Sam and messages from Marco.
Yep. So on Monday, I'll be dropping my interview that I did this week with author Paul Selmoff. And next week, we'll bring back my time tunnel with sleepy.
Atomic Guy,
Kyle
your
in.
house is hectic.
You might need to get a condenser.
So let me get this right. You got a guest and you're like, fuck SNS, I'm doing it on my channel.
It happened to be a one-off for me that I got offered,
week.
Yeah.
Sticks,
Shout
you don't
out
have
to-
to make any apologies.
No, I'm just busting
I
your
wasn't.
balls. Shout out to everybody that came and hung out with us. Thank you for our lovely chat. Thank you, Stephen Grant. Thank you to our wonderful panel. Thank you for Matt for coming on for about 8 seconds and staring at the screen and then leaving. I would like to remember to check everything out. And on that note,
Senders.com.
I would like to do this.
Either you've got me confused with somebody else, or this is